yeah, Black Sun in the Hizzle. Oh, for shizzle dizzle. We got, oh man, GTO right on time. Man, we got an excellent show here today, man. We got the team. Hopefully, EBizzle will join us. Hopefully, Rio will join us. Team Arena and Fizzle in full Fizzle. Oh man, she got the classic. She got the classic goddamn thumbnail. Yeah. The project. Is it project? No, that's gangster. No, that's not. That's a little
chat. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, congratulations, MD, man. Hey, man.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
like I said, man, I was excited about it. I put a lot of effort into it.
Yes, you did.
I probably overthought a lot of stuff, but I'm satisfied with the result. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I'm satisfied in the way in which I went about the debate. You know what I'm saying? So absolutely. It's all good. I appreciate everybody that supported me. I appreciate SVDL. And yeah, man, it was great. It was great.
Yeah, man, that was oh man, it was on par. Hey, GTO, what's going on? What's going on? Man, we were in there.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. Yeah, I didn't expect it to really go like that. I was really.
Your mic, GTO.
My mic messed up. Can you hear me now?
You sound good now.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I didn't really know what to expect from the debate, so I didn't really have an opinion on like the affirmative or the negative. But yeah, you did a real good job, MD. Yeah, I didn't really know. I'm talking about as far as the position is even concerned. I'm not really into like Islam and shit like that, so I guess I kind of see MD point or whatever. But yeah, like the information that MD brought was so smooth, and his presentation was so good. It just knocked what's his name, Dembele. It knocked him off the water. Like he just did not stand a chance at all. But yeah,
it was like they were having two different debates, and being that MD was the affirmative, he was in the right position. Meaning, whoever's the affirmative, that's who you got to try to knock out. And good God Allah was debating something else. He was debating religion, and I'm like, hey, GTO,
even from a religious standpoint, it was weird because he didn't really emphasize his points enough. Like, which is why MD he stood his ground on his, like so.
Yeah. I try not to deviate from what my argument was. You know what I mean?
I think you also try to engage him too on a religious part too, but
I had a little religious stuff, but to me that wasn't the aspect of the debate that I was trying to get at. You know what I mean? I only had 2 Quranic verses. That was it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and I used those verses in order to solidify my position. You know what I mean? I understand what Angel and Sola was saying in terms of the institution, and a lot of stuff can be correlated within that term. But dealing with the debate in itself, me versus him, I dealt with one aspect of the institution. He dealt with another. Now, I was basing institution, and I say this to Angel. I was basing institution as the establishment meaning long lasting. You know what I mean?
You mean long lasting because they tried to I don't know, like I don't know how to describe my question. You just go here.
But I'm saying something that has long standing. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at, you can even name a person, and it said it in the actual definition, like a person could be an institution. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that got tenure or a certain aspect or something. You know what I'm saying? So I was basing my position off of that. I felt like Muhammad and his teachings, like pre-Islamic Empire, that had little to no effect when it came to the institution, the long standing of the systematic government of Islam. You know what I'm saying? Oh, shouts out to Tembele. He in the chat.
So was your point that at some point that Islam was trying to conquer
They weren't trying to do nothing. They did.
They did. No, they did. I know you said they did, but you know they no, I'm saying, but in the process of them doing it, they was doing it. And that's what made them like kind of move as a government. Like, is that what you meant by institution though?
Well, they moved as a government, and they based the government off the supremacy of Arab nationality. That was my argument.
I think you should have emphasized that part. But I mean, you still killed it, but yeah.
I mean, that was my whole debate. I did.
Yeah, he did. He did. GTO, he did address that. Oh shit! And debate late. Hold on.
So when I was saying what a direct opposition was, yeah, Christianity was the substantive part of the opposition, only because that those were the ruling class before Islam hit the scene. So if my goal is to conquer you, despite whether I'm letting you live socially in a certain class or not, and I showed that it was a low class, because I'm placing my standard in the governmental aspect of another people. That's the opposition. I tried to make that claim. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I think I show, that's why I used the Pact of Umar to show that. Like the Pact of Umar clearly states that you got to sign this treaty in order to garner protection from the Islamic Empire. These are the things that you got to do. You are beneath me as a human being. You know what I'm saying? Based off of your Christian status. When I get into the room and you sitting down, you got to get up so I can take that seat.
Rosa Parks.
Yeah. And that's some Rosa Parks type shit. That's crazy. That's what they sound like.
But peace there, LA. How you doing, brother?
Yeah. Hey, peace, bro. I see you wiling up, Blackson on me, man. You wiling up, bro. I never told anyone not to talk about. You could say whatever you want about me. You know what I mean? Solomon just didn't want. He thought I might react, to what you were saying. That's why, he told me, you know what I mean? But I never told him. You can say what you want about me. It's only for debate purposes, brother. Mm-hmm. So, why I said to you, I just tried to create a little hype around the debates and stuff, to make the atmosphere heat up, you know what I mean?
Right. No, man, I mean, yeah, well, that's why I like to talk to people direct, you know what I'm saying? Because now that I'm talking to you to direct, man, I like good God a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's why anytime you involve other people, that's why I like to, as a man, I'm 50 years old, man. I'll come talk to you and you come talk to me. That's the way I like to do it as a man. I don't like to go from he say to she say to she, especially on the internet. I don't do the he say, she say, she say, he say, he say, she say, she on the internet. It's just it's not good for nobody's health. So, good God love, man. We're gonna do that debate on Trump, man, on the where his policies.
If we get to knockouts, you keep trying to. I have to go back to that show, to see what we agreed on, because there was 3 debates and I can't remember which one first. And I feel like the first one I still want to debate is Trump working for the benefit of the people, and I'm saying I'm a affirmative that he's not, and that he's working for the best interest of the devil. But we don't have to deal with the devil side of things.
Hey, matter of fact, I'm glad that you're here. So what was the title in which that you and Blackson agreed on that I talked him out of? I would really like to know that.
I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna do it in a week, and I'm gonna play it.
I mean, just tell us right here.
And I remember there was a show. It was a show that you did, and then where I heard you saying about this topic, right? And
the Islam topic,
talking him out of it. But I heard you talking him out of it. But look, I can't. You got the win in terms of you got the win today. You know what I mean? So
Hey, it's all good, bro. Like I said earlier, I appreciate the debate. Like it's an honor. You know what I mean? But you're saying that you originally had this debate with Blackson. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, Blackson agreed to it, man. Blackson agreed to it. He agreed
you're gonna have to explain that, Blackson. you
and then you
had
talked him
the
out of it.
institution.
That's all it was, bro. That's all it was. Ain't nothing big.
So Blackson was supposed to be debating you
I
about
just wanted
this
to
type.
what do you say? Say that again, my brother.
I said so. Blackson was supposed to be debating you about the institution of Islam.
No, we wasn't. We were going to debate: does Donald Trump work for the best interest of the devil?
Okay, I thought that was always the plan.
Well, that's what we were going to debate. Yeah, and I heard you talking Blackson out of it.
You got a lot. No. You got a lot.
Talking about policy, and I'm saying,
policy.
Well,
you got a lot. Devil's not even in my vocabulary. Like I don't.
I'm talking about some evil person or okay.
Evil's not in my vocabulary either.
What?
Evil's not in my vocabulary.
Good or bad? Is that in your vocabulary?
Policy is in my bad vocabulary. Policy.
What about good or bad?
No, not in my.
It don't matter. We can.
How about good or bad policy? Good or bad policies in my vocabulary.
I'm gonna go back and see. Like I said, we don't have to debate yet until the knockouts anyway, so it don't really matter. But I will go back to that show that we did on SVDO where you came on, and I'll go through. I'll see which one. There was 3 of them up there. You've probably forgotten, and I have forgotten.
So what you
and
want?
I can't remember 3 debates you made, and I want to pick one of them.
So you want me to debate something that's outside of my vocabulary, like
no, all you had to do, all right, because I'm saying that he works for the best interest of the devil, right? It's like if you say to me, does Prophet Muhammad work for the best interest of the devil? Yeah, that's what your affirmative. I'm going to prove that Prophet Muhammad worked for the best interest of the people.
Title, right? I'm saying I don't like that title. I want to do. I want to do something that affects my real life. My real life, like Trump's policy affects my real life. Like I'm a business owner. I own a truck and I fuel up every week, this $1,000, everybody trying to win. I spend that weekly on diesel. And so, the policy of Trump affects how I live my day to day. And so, I would love to debate Trump's, because when I think about Trump, I'm thinking about the wonderful policies that he has applied. In fact, now he has wonderful policies. He's the best president in the last 50 years as far as economics and as far as energy policy. So, I would love to debate that.
Well, if we get to like I said, if we have to meet in a knockout, which is highly possible, if we get to the playoffs, then if we meet, then definitely, you know what I mean?
So the policy, okay, so we're going to debate some type of policy. Okay, I love it.
No, I'm gonna go back into the show, and I wanna pick one of them now. Whatever I picked on that day, I haven't really against this debating the policy. I think I probably agreed to it, but there was 3 different topics, and I just can't remember them. And that's what I want to debate, one of them topics, which you agreed to on there. You see what I'm saying? It says Dembele, they said you were sinking into the chair. I mean, my camera. It was my camera was not my cameras. I'm using my mobile phone as my camera in it, so I don't have a built-in camera on my PC. So it's just the whole camera. I should have tried to. I don't normally do these. I don't usually. I'm not on the internet like that, so I'm not used to. Going, the last time I did it was maybe 2 years ago when I was on SVDO, or a year and a bit and a change. So, like I said, I'm used to going on social media. I don't deal with social media in real life. You know what I mean? And I don't. I believe that if I go on these shows, I'm just gonna get into fitna. You feel me? So, because I just, I watch shows on YouTube just to see people argue. And me personally, I got my children in the house. I don't want to start. I remember, furthermore, 10 years ago, I used to do a lot of social media. I used to be on social media, and I kind of lost my mind. I started getting angry at people and stuff like that. So I stopped doing it because I'm saying, well, why am I getting in it? I'm taking it out on my family, my dear ones, you know what I mean? And I realized that, I got to stop. And then I just came off of social media completely. You see what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean?
Let me ask you a question. So when you used to watch me, Unc, and Yanga on the Black Atheist, did you get mad at us?
No. because I was into my I was just coming into the. No, you know what? I liked you and even though is against Islam, I used to go on his shows and battle them. You know, what I mean, I like him. You know, he makes me laugh, and I like even though we're opposed. I can be opposed to you, diametrically opposed to you, and still be. I've got friends that we're diametrically opposed.
Right.
But we still, you know, because we grew up together and that. You know what I mean? He finds my perspective funny. I find his perspective funny. It's just how it is.
Yeah. Shout out to Unc, man. Unc is a joker. So let me ask you this, Jabeda.
Yeah.
You jumped in the league calling me out, but you got like Rio, you got Yanga. You treat me like a damn champion right now. Like, dude, like what the hell's going on?
No,
You got the best rank ever. Go for the best, baby. Go for the gusto, baby.
No, brother. The reason why I'm coming is because of the topic. I love people. You know, people who want to. You know, you want to vote for Trump. You know, you love Trump, and I just like that. I like debating. I just like that. You know what I mean? People who are for politics. I like to be. You know, I'm always against politics, and I like going back and forth with people.
So Rio's not
people. I feel like based upon the history that we have with the government, what the hell are black people doing voting? And I find it funny that black people vote.
Well, again, okay, and again, because I know you're not from this country, again, I vote for policy. I vote for the best thing that will lower the prices on groceries, lower rents, lower insurance, lower healthcare costs. So that's why I vote. You know, I can't speak for nobody else. I can only tell you why I vote. I can't even tell you.
There's brothers out here that do the same thing, right? That say the same thing to you, bro. Like this is a Western country just like yours. We just sound different. Okay. And you know what I mean? That's it. We've both been through slavery and all that, right? My family's Jamaican, yeah? So we've both been through the slave trade, right? So what I'm saying is that I just find it hilarious. And the same way people who are, you know, they say everything I say is a conspiracy, you know, like the things that they're for, the government stuff, I find it funny that black people will go into it willy-nilly.
Hold on. So
black man say, "Oh, you're feeling sick. You better get them vaccines before you die." That's what people who pro death shot, they were saying to me, "You better get your shots, mate, or you gonna get sick and you might die." My auntie died here, and I find it funny that they ran straight to we know the history of the medical of the Western medicine on black people. Right. Black women complaining that they're 5 times more likely to die in a hospital. 5 times more likely that when they have babies, that their baby is the same in Britain and in America. So I find when black people, man or woman, say that when they get sick, they go and take pills and they go to the doctors. I find that funny. Same way that someone who, you know, loves the system. When I'm getting sick, I don't go to the doctors, and you know they find me funny that I will never go to the doctors and I won't take no pills. You feel me? So it's just how it goes, isn't it? I find the opposite, someone opposed to my views and my way, yeah. I find them funny and they find me funny most time. You probably find me funny, Blackson. Even though we're diametrically opposed, but we're still black, man.
I don't find you funny. I mean, you fit the criteria of a lot of my homies that are from England, that come from by way of Jamaica. You fit into that category, and that's not a bad category. What I'm just saying is that I think when you look at the league, it sounds like you need to debate Akasha. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like you need to damn debate Akasha, because me, again, my personal views. Again, it's like, okay, it seems like you want to debate me on my views, and that's kind of strange to me because
brother. Solar Man called me, yeah. Okay. Why I've come on your radar, you're on my radar, and I've been on your radars because Solar Man called me, and he just happened to be on your show. He told me that you was a Trump supporter. I said that I would love to debate a Trump supporter. And it just happened that he cooked. We was speaking, and he brought me up on your show. That's all it is. Just a coincidence. See what I'm
So
saying? There's
let me
no targeting. Anyone who supports Trump, I want that smoke.
okay. So what about somebody
Black man who loves politics? I want that
okay,
smoke.
so then Rio gets a pass then because he supports Biden, so he gets a pass.
I didn't know that, but now you
gets a
told me that if we do meet in the quarterfinals, I want that. Let's see. Does Biden work for the best interest of the devil or the people?
Well, I'll let Rio handle that.
I'm loving that, bro. Hey, Blackson, I'm loving that you told me that because he could be an issue.
Yeah, he supports Biden, right?
Brother DeBelle, wouldn't our debate that we got coming up be a culmination of all of that?
Look, I only believe what I don't know that you might MD, you might beat me in a couple of weeks' time because your presentation, your delivery is on point. But I don't mind taking the L, as long as I'm debating what I believe in. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
That's at the end of the day, that's me. I'm only gonna debate what I believe. I'm not like these educated dudes who, when you go to the school system, right? They make and you become a good debater. They make you debate topics that you're not even for. They'll have a Muslim debating whether homosexuals should get rights or not. And I think that's just training the youths to lie. Everything that I debate is what I sincerely believe. And based upon research and stuff like that. So yeah, I only debate. So like I said, Rio might get the win, but I expect all of us in the league to make the league good. Is us to debate what we believe. If you want to put Muhammad on the chopping block, I'll tell you something. I love Elijah Muhammad. Yeah, I think he's the greatest black man born in America ever. I got a lot of my teachings from Elijah Muhammad. Probably the greatest. Well, after him and Marcus Garvey neck and neck. But I would say his teachings, even though Garvey's a Jamaican, I'd say his teachings are better. He evolved the teachings of Marcus Garvey, and I say that Elijah Muhammad might be the greatest black man born after slavery. You see what I'm saying? And that goes with the Caribbean countries, because that's how much I love um, Elijah Muhammad and his wife Clara Muhammad. So what I'm saying is, if you want to put them on the chopping block, I'm to defend Elijah Muhammad. If you don't want to put it on the line and say that he was a pedophile, I'm gonna defend him. I don't believe he was.
Actually,
So
you're gonna have the opportunity with Blue because Elijah Muhammad, who was not a black nationalist, had disagreement with Malcolm X, who was a pure black nationalist. So you're gonna have the opportunity with Blue on that one.
Yeah, well, I look, I'm not even gonna deny. See that today, I believe that MD got me on his presentation. See that this is how I would have marked it. His presentation, I would have given him a 5-6, right? My presentation, that's a straight 9-10, 9 or 10. But my presentation now,
damn,
for delivery. Hold on. I mean, for delivery now, right? My delivery was about a 2-3. His delivery was a 10, a 9-10. You see what I'm saying? And that's where he got me. You see what I'm saying? Because they said I had technical difficulties, not even technical difficulties. I had bad lighting where I was in my house. I don't have my phone on a proper stand. I'm leaning it up against things to keep it up.
Did you time your rounds?
Did I time my rounds?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to look at the time and stuff like that. So yeah, I was in terms of I was all over the place. I didn't think.
Didn't time your rounds?
I'll do all of that.
You did?
No. I was more focused on my presentation and what I was gonna say than my layout until when I got into the debate. Then I'm thinking, well, I should have been thinking about camera angles and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And where I'm,
just get a laptop. It's like $72 on Amazon.
I ain't got a laptop. I got a PC. So it ain't got a built-in camera on the I've got double monitors. I ain't got a built-in camera on the monitors.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I got a laptop as well. You know what I mean? I prefer to use my PC because you know what I mean? I like to see things bigger and clearer, you know what I mean? I've got big screens.
Yeah.
So I like to, you know.
Yeah, no
But yeah,
doubt. Again, brother, it was a good debate.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, it was a good debate. Like I said, it was just I was arguing one aspect of the institution, you was arguing another. You know, like
I wouldn't necessarily. I believe that I hit everything on the topic, and yeah, you hit what you did what you were supposed to do, yeah, in terms of what you was saying, you was bringing up, right? But yeah, I mean, but I answered all your questions, and like I said, you know what I mean, like in terms of the information, my information killed yours, bro. You know what I mean? Like I
in
said,
what facet, bro? Because you keep saying that. What do you mean? Your information,
your
bro?
sources,
You
didn't give no.
disannulled the books that I brought. You
I
disannulled.
gave you an
Like you just
in-depth
pushed them
of
to the
the
side.
social. I gave you an in-depth. I gave you the classes. I showed you the rivalries, what was going on. I gave you a full, comprehensive, yeah, in those
Yeah,
five
pre-Islam
slides.
though, Dembele. It was
First
pre-Islam.
5 slides. Even you know that I taught you about what was going on in Islam, in pre-Islam. What was going on in the region? I gave you. You would know. You could go in that society and know. Okay, if I'm a priest, I'm gonna be high up. But if I'm a laborer, I'm gonna be on the bottom. I showed you the caste system. I showed you what was going on politically. That the Persians were paying off the Lutwoods, yeah, to keep order of their Christianity, and they were beefing with the Gashnids, who was being financed by the Byzantine Empire. I showed you all of that. I showed you Prophet Muhammad having respect for Christian. His nurse at birth was an Abyssinian. I showed you that. I showed you that when he had to flee Mecca from persecution, he sent his first followers to Mecca to escape exile, because he said that there's a righteous king in Ethiopia, yeah, the Negos, and he'll shelter you. I showed you all of that page,
I
everything.
think, brother. I think that you thought that I was gonna come with the assumption that the opposition was to kill all Christians and stop them at all costs. That wasn't my assertion in the debate.
I knew that
Always
couldn't have been I knew that couldn't have been your position, innit?
that wasn't my
That's
position.
why I
My
took the debate.
position was one that was from a political aspect, and I knew that you wasn't gonna bring anything as far as government. I knew that already. You basically told me,
I showed you government. I showed
bro.
you what from only a government, yeah, would ask you to pay taxes, and I showed why he made you pay taxes. Who, you see what I'm saying? I
But the
showed.
jizya, brother, the jizya was established after Muhammad, bro. He may have recited it through the Quran, but the tax in itself didn't start until after Muhammad was dead.
No, because he spoke to he told I showed you the slide where he told the Yemeni people that they could keep their Christianity as long as they paid the taxes. These documents are in Istanbul and these different places. Obviously, I didn't show that, but if
Yeah,
you,
oh, you didn't show it. That's what
I
I'm
need
saying.
more time. I said I'd have
Never
needed
said that the Muslims was
really, I
paying.
need like half an hour in them way there. I'd need more time. I could, but I'm saying I showed I showed everything, I showed those things in the debate anyway. But I'm saying that in general you're wrong anyway. Like I'm saying, if you say you went to school, you gave your child that, like, if they were to make that
But
argument, right?
was it
In
was the
university,
Muslims you did
they would have
like
said
the
those
Muslims paying
sources
the
were weak.
taxes too?
What
Was the Muslims paying the taxes too?
was the Muslims doing? What, paying the
Paying the
tax,
taxes.
sharing the taxes?
Paying the taxes. That's
No.
what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, the Muslims pay taxes too. It's called zakat. And
Was they paying the same taxes as
all of mine was asking me. That's
Christians?
one
Was
of
the Christian, hold on. Was the
huh?
Christians paying like an extra tax or something?
The taxes are called zakat in Islam. That's one of the five pillars of Islam. right?
That's a
And
yes or no question. Was they paying extra taxes?
no, it was they pay no. Non-Muslims would have to pay more. Yes.
That's bullshit.
But the only reason why they were paying,
Oh, that's bullshit.
but
Especially since you proved in your own debate that in your own slides that Islam is just an offshoot of Christianity and it's younger than Christianity. You know that. So how is that fair?
an offshoot.
Yeah, and you said
that in your slide.
Islam. You said Islam was
It
created
offshoot.
because
I
of
didn't say that
Christianity.
it was an offshoot in my
Is
slide.
that not direct opposition?
I said that it was influenced, and I said
That ain't
You
what you
said
said.
influence.
You said created.
I said that if it wasn't for Islam, right, there would be no no. I said if it wasn't
It
for
wasn't for Christianity, there would be no Islam. So
right.
because of that, that's fucked up. But they got to pay more. And if it wasn't even for they asses, then they wouldn't even exist. So that's not fair to get the
and that's called direct opposition.
There ain't no direct opposition when they weren't persecuting them.
That's why I say, MD, talk a little bit ghetto to these people. Stop trying to use all these long ass words.
No.
Understand. Because
Hey, brother, go ahead.
Let me just explain something. Just explain something to Cisco. Do you know how Islam came to Europe?
To the sword?
No. Islam came to Europe from the Christian prince, in Spain, His daughter got raped, by the Visigoth Christians, mind you, right? Rodrigo. He raped Prince Julian. He was the prince. He was the governor over Quarta in Spain, right? So he sent his daughter over to the Visigoth king, king's his palace, to learn how to be a woman, right? But they raped his daughter. When he found out, he didn't have the power to do anything, right, in Christian Spain. So he sends a telegram to he sends a letter to the Muslims, the Moors in North Africa, and that's why the Moors came in, and he promised them land if they got rid of the Visigoths out of Spain. You see what I'm saying? He promised them land and everything. That's why Andalusia is named after by the Muslims, because that's the land that he gave.
Once Count Julian got that land, where was Count Julian?
He had to pay taxes, yes, because
and also he had to live in isolation. He was shunned. He was shunned by the people of Cordoba because he was a coon.
Who was?
He sold them out.
He's not the same. He's not. No.
What happened to Rodrigo?
Rodrigo's a Visigoth.
What happened to Rodrigo is what I'm asking.
He went back into Europe
because Count Julian told the Muslims about Rodrigo's whereabouts. What happened to him?
He probably got killed.
And how did the people there in Cordova, what did they think of Count Julian?
What did they think of him? The Muslims,
not the Muslims, brother. Not the Muslims. The native Cordovans, the Spaniards that were there. What did they think?
They loved Muslims. They brought baths. They cleaned up the whole place. There's accounts where when the Muslims went to Spain, they said people were living like animals out there.
Bro, Count Julian. What I'm getting at was Count Julian was a traitor.
The book you can get Jews and Moors.
He was a traitor to his own people.
The Spanish were living in Spain when the Moors came there. They were living in crap. These people didn't bath. They stunk. They said basically
that's not the argument though.
He said that the Moors said in their books, when they went to Europe and seeing how the kingdoms in Europe was living, they were living in barns and stuff like that. Barns, palaces in barns and stuff like that. They came and fixed up the whole place, brought baths, made proper drainage system, water system, brought the Greek and Egyptian texts to them. They translated. up their education. They lifted them out. Remember,
Love.
Europe was going through a dark age at that time in Christianity when Theodosius,
You're
yeah,
right. I don't disagree with nothing you're saying.
About white people with that.
schools. He shut down all the schools.
You talking
All
about
the
stuff that was before institution?
what? Go on, sister.
Huh?
Say that again, sister.
You
I didn't
talking
hear.
about something that was before institution, right?
Yeah.
This is the institution of Islam. This is the institution of Islam. Like a lot of the stuff that we
Not organization. If you try to get
even
organization,
having a
not
toilet in your
organized as
house,
that.
even having a toilet in your house that comes from the Moors. Having the drainage system. Obviously,
So
everything in America
Nobody
is
can
built
deny that.
through
What the Moors did.
European system. I'm just saying that the Moors end up there, put off all over the place, civilize these people
But why?
around.
Then they started fucking the women and it fucked us over anyway. Why you acting like what they did?
That's not the point.
They made the
That was
Bible
cool, but
accessible in
yeah,
Europe. If it weren't for the Muslims, right? If it weren't for the Muslims, most Christians in that time would have still been just going by what the bishops and the other people were saying, because the Christians weren't teaching the average folk how to read and giving them copies of that Bible. It was the Muslims that came and spreaded the Bible in Europe and the Quran. After when, like I said, in them times, they only educated people could read those books, and you had to have wealth. You see what I'm saying? Like I said, Christianity Europe was in a dark age, sister, because they shut down the schools 400 years before, all the mystery school systems, because the beast, the Romans, they wanted everyone to come to them for that teaching, the priests and that. They didn't want you going over learning the Middle East stuff and the Egyptian stuff and the old mysteries and stuff like that. They wanted to keep you, governmental, like I said to Black Son.
you
That's
went
all
all the way
government do
around
is
just talking about all the
governmental.
good that Muslims did, but you're not talking about that bullshit ass tax.
What?
Around from the tax.
What?
But you putting up a good fight though. You putting up a good fight, but you not. You're not.
Sister,
You're not the cat in front of that
sister,
sir. Is we keep going further and further back, and I'm sitting here thinking,
sister. If you're, like I said, if you have a child, right, and you told them, and you told them to go to university, they're having a debate.
the
They're having
more
a
you
debate,
left
and
people
to go
alone
with that
after
presentation,
what they
MD,
did, because you're supposed to give. Listen, you're supposed to give back to Earth. You're supposed to give back to the universe, right? But they should have left them people alone, right?
left you alone.
So stop. You know what I mean. What you talking about and what we talking about? We having two different conversations. But I understand what you said. You put up a good fight. Besides the technical difficulty,
that's what
time around too.
I just think maybe I'm talking over your head, sister, man.
You're not talking over my head. What you try to do is you try to make it seem like the history. We already know the history of Muslims. They did some great things, but they also fucked up a lot too. They fucked up when they try to put a tax on people, and they didn't put the same tax on themselves.
They did, sister. Zakat, charity, yeah, giving tithes.
Paid more. That's not fair.
Part of the pillars. It's part of the pillars of Islam, sister.
Unless you could try to make the point that Christians did the same thing, and I don't understand.
They did the same thing. They was doing the same thing. What, you think that you could live in a Christian country? They're the ones who started that. Well, they did that. Well, I can't say they started it. All kingdoms have done that. But I'm saying the Christians was doing that in that land before that. Islam was,
you make that point neither in your debate, which I was waiting for.
And they weren't giving it to the people.
Why you ain't make that? But then Bale, why you ain't make that the point? Why you ain't make that point in your debate?
No. So let's go back to the point with Count Julian, right? So Count Julian's daughter was raped. Okay, I get it. I understand. Is that carte blanche for him to then get the Moors in accordance to the Islamic Caliphate to come and invade Quetta?
Well, Islam was.
Did that give him the green light, basically?
Freedom, justice, and equality. So yeah, they're gonna go. Well, I'm not. Listen. Truth be told, yeah, the Moors had old vendetta with the Romans, right? With those Visigoths, with the Romans from the times of Hannibal. Because when you read the books here, even the
To his advantage.
chroniclers will say, hold on, the chroniclers in Spain at that time, there was a chronicler from the 8th century, and he said that these people, when he saw the Moors, he said these people were here 1,000 years before. So based upon history, I believe that he's talking about the Hannibal and Carthage, when they were there. And he said they were here 1,000 years ago, but they got ran out by the Romans, because we remember that defeat from that Hannibal got defeated in the Second Punic Wars. You see what I'm saying? And he had to flee back to Africa, and then he ended up being in exile and he died. He committed suicide, some people say. So I'm saying these are the same people. So yeah, when he told them, they was on it. You know what I mean? So so yeah, they've been there before.
So what happened to Count Julia's daughter gave him carte blanche to go and then tell?
I don't know. I don't know what happened to his daughter after that. But what I know.
No. I'm saying I'm giving you the fact that his daughter was essentially raped by Rodrigo. I'm giving you that
by his court.
But as a result, he then told the Moors through the Islamic Caliphate to come and invade the whole entire goddamn region. Is that reasoning behind is what I'm asking?
Nah, he didn't tell him that he could rule the whole region. He said that he will give them Granada and Andalus. So he said that's
the region.
He gave them the boats to come over, and all of that. But it's not like Rodrigo weren't doing it out of wickedness, because if it was done out of wickedness, then Rodrigo would have been the king of Spain. It was just to deal with those Visigoths.
Well, like I said, again, that's not my position. Is not to defend the righteousness of Christianity. It never was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know that. I'm just making my point. You know what I mean? But look, MD won it, but I'm just saying in general.
No, we just having a discussion, brother. I appreciate it.
In general, you're wrong. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, brother. Hey, give me a quick second.
Hold on.
Dangerous. You're dangerous.
So hold on. I gotta get a thing in perspective, because it sounds like when you talk to MD, you talk to GTO, y'all are having like different conversations. So let me address this. When a person votes for when they like a candidate, it's because of their policy. So are we straight on the policy there, good God Allah? It's not because I like Trump or he's my homeboy or because I like his suits and ties. No, it's because of his policy. Are we straight on that?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. I just want to make sure we on the same page. So when
I'm with Elijah Muhammad. Elijah Muhammad said, look, I think someone's got a lot of background now. Is that
hold on. Yes, MD. Hold on. Let me mute him out just for a minute.
That's me?
Oh, is that? What was that? Okay.
Is that me? Background noise?
No, you good now. Was somebody taking a shower?
It might be me.
Oh, GTO. Okay. I think that was GTO. Okay, my bad. So what I'm saying, no, you good, Allah. So what I'm saying is that you heard I was a Trump supporter. So the reason I support Trump is because of his policy. So I'm just trying to make sure we on the same page.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can say, look, I'm with Elijah Muhammad on it. Elijah Muhammad said, look, I'll give my vote to a black man that I think is gonna do the best thing for black people. Until then, he ain't gonna vote. If he sees a black man that really means well, he'll vote. And the same thing, if I see even a white man, black man, I'll go even a little further and say any man that I believe in this time that I believe is sincere and he's gonna do what he's supposed to do, I'll give him my vote. But lip service don't mean nothing to me. I'm
glad you said that, because
I need to see works.
Right, I'm glad you said that. with our debate with Trump, I'm going to show you the works, my friend. I'm going to show you the goddamn oil subsidies. I'm going to show you the higher employment rate under Trump. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to give you your wish about Trump. You know, you say, oh, we shouldn't boast on lip service. So I'm glad that you said that, because I'm going to bring all of the stats that Trump did, and like I said, that wasn't done in the last 50 years under Trump. So yeah, I'm glad you said that. So I think
Now, if it's points,
oh, go ahead. I'm
if
sorry.
it's points, you might get me, Black Son. If it was the point system, you might get me right now. I think it's gonna take me a good few more debates before my presentation delivery will be on anywhere. I don't think I could get near when it comes to presentation. I don't think I could get anywhere near in terms of delivery than MD. MD is gonna be a beast with the delivery. I'm just saying, when you coming up to proving stuff and facts, you know, you're
I'm
like,
here.
hopefully you'll be on point, innit? I'm saying that when it comes to presentations, you're gonna be you're a formidable person. You
Okay.
know what I mean? I think you can make anything look good and sound good. You probably sell things. You sell
Oh,
you a salesman?
so I'm a 4-ton Negro, is what you're saying.
You're not a fault, man. No, you're honest. You're honest, brother. You you honest to the mat. Listen, brother, I'll give you that. You got integrity. You were honest you was very honest today in the debate. You was honest.
Oh, okay. Because I mean, the way you putting it, like the gift of gab is what, you know what I'm
No,
saying.
but that's a compliment in a way that, you know, I don't think
Okay.
I can't make doo doo taste good. You know, I can't make it seem good to you. I can't explain that in no good way. I reckon that you would do a good job of doing that.
Oh
I
my
reckon you
God.
would do a good job at doing that. I'm saying you would do a good job of selling. I think you would be a good. I'm not a salesman. That's one
Right.
thing. I'm not a salesman. You know what I mean? I remember when I was younger, I took out money to start my own business selling. I got a stall and everything. I was out there trying to one day, and I realized to myself, what the hell am I doing? I ain't no salesman. Do you see what I'm saying? After one day, I realized that I ain't a sell. I can't force people or push
Right.
people to buy stuff. I'm just not good at that.
Well, I tell you what, there, boy, you come here to Georgia, yeah, I put you in a dump truck. You make all the money, you ain't got a word to sell to nobody.
Yeah, but look, you lot can laugh at me because I don't vote. So you lot can, you can clown me, innit? I find it funny that a
I'm
black
not
man in
clowning.
2000, especially the black man of America in
No.
2023, that, black people still voting, man. I find it funny. I find it
No,
funny that in 2023, right, that black people, right, still go
Why
to the
do you
doctor.
think that voting is useless? Why do you think voting is
Can't
useless?
you see how corrupt they are?
Yeah.
Can't you see how corrupt these leaders are? Are you trying to tell me, sister, yeah, with the amount of money that the beast gives to sports stars, celebrities, that people should be homeless in this world? And that they're cutting back on everything and stuff like that? And people even going to bed on a hungry on an empty stomach. Don't you find it funny that all these people go in and out of jail, and in the time that they're in prison, they ain't even got the decency to rehabilitate them or give them some form of education. I know niggas that go in and out of jail from when they were little for 20 years of going in and out of jail, and they still don't know how to read and write.
hold on, but doesn't that hold on.
I'm
Now
just
you're talking.
That's the
No.
society we run.
That's actually a good. I'm glad to say that's actually a good segue because I'm a former convicted felon, and as a former convicted felon, I'm saying that the correctional system here in Georgia, it actually works for me.
No, look, education is open in prison, yeah, but I'm saying that
I wasn't educated in
and
prison.
that they will know that a person can't read and write, yeah. And I'm saying, well, why not they advise them? Look, you're in prison, right? Rather than letting them just go into the gym room and bang, push weights from morning to night. This guy needs to learn how to read and write because that's why when he comes out on road, he just goes straight to crime. It would give him a little help. you know, maybe he could think about going to another. I know brothers that say, "Right, you, why you always going in jail?" They'll say, "Right, I ain't got no education." You see what I'm saying? And you know, and you think to yourself, right, they've been dry in jail all this time. They let them go to the gym, but you can't force them to go. I mean, even pedophiles, they give them counseling, they give them everything. They try to motivate them, try to give them other things to deal with. The pedophiles in the
They
jails are
be
getting
killing them pedophiles in
all
prison.
kinds of rehabilitation,
Well,
but they
no,
They
no.
won't.
kill them. They
Right,
can't
right,
even put them into
right.
the general population
In the
because
US.
the other men that's been there, they probably been there because they've been touched on, and they don't like saying that. They automatically do that shit. So I don't know what you're
Yeah,
talking
the pedophiles. Well, no. He probably talking about England.
What
We
I'm
talking about
saying,
two different things.
I can speak for the UK, right?
All right,
about. Oh,
Because
right.
well,
I'm in the UK, right? That when they, yes, you're right. They keep in Britain, they keep the pedophiles away from normal prisoners, right? But what I'm saying is that they give them rehabilitation, they give them counseling every week, right? They give them some form of education. They push them into some sort of social stuff, into social activities, things that change them away from, you know, raping little girls or having this addiction to little kids. And when they come out, they give them a new identity and put them in areas where no one can ever find them, right? But I'm saying, when if a normal prisoner, say you went to the shop and you stole something from the shop, for example, right? You're a shoplifter, you go to jail for that. They're not going to try, and then they can see that you can't read and write because they'll know when they ask you to sign your name, right? When you go into to jail, right? So then they say, so they know who can read and who can't, right? So why don't they say, all right, you've been going in and out of jail for robbery, robbing, shoplifting, and stuff, and we can see you can't read and write. Why don't you, while you're in jail, learn how to read and write? Take advantage of the education here. But no, but they do that for the pedophiles, though. They motivate them, reason with them, even give them a key worker when they leave the prisons, sister. That's what I'm saying. And this is the type of, and the reason why the politicians back these type of pedophiles is just in case they get caught, because that's what they're into. So that's why these guys they allow the pedophiles all over the world, because that's what they're doing at the top, man. Just telling, that's the truth.
So then you know about Jimmy Savile.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you know they
I don't
gave
know
Jimmy.
him personally, but I don't know him personally. Yeah, but yeah, when I was little, he used to have a TV program where he used to give you know, kids who are poor or less fortunate gifts, sit them on his lap and everything.
Yep.
Now I was a kid watching that, and you know what? I would have wanted Jimmy, because I live quite hard. I would have wanted to see Jimmy Savile when I was a kid and make him give me some toys too.
Oh. Yeah, they are. Oh man. Well,
It's just
good
like
God,
Father
love me.
Christmas, man. I used to love Santa Claus because he gonna give me a free toy.
Right. Okay. So how do you feel about Scotland electing the first Muslim mayor up in Scotland? How you feel about that, good God, love?
I mean, I don't believe that he's a proper Muslim.
A proper
See what I'm
Muslim.
saying?
Okay.
I don't believe he's a proper Muslim. You're not gonna be involved in these things, you know. As a Muslim, you couldn't, you know, a proper Muslim wouldn't get involved in this type of politics.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I'm just trying to understand how Solar didn't tell you the number one man voted for Biden, but he want to focus, me voting for Trump. Does that mean Solar
Bro,
voted for Biden too? Does that mean that
listen,
Solar voted for
brother.
Biden?
Listen, brother. When me and if Rio's when me and Rio's got a debate, I'm putting it on. He
Okay.
gonna have to defend Biden, man. What do you
Mhm.
mean?
Okay. That's what I like to hear. Okay, just okay. I just want to make sure that you're saying anti.
I'm loving that you. Hey, if you've got anything else on if there's other people supporting these people, let me know. If there's any more Biden supporters,
There are. I think Akasha's a Biden supporter too.
She can get it too, man.
Right.
I don't really like debating with sisters, though.
You know what? I don't either. You know what? I'm gonna make you Team Arena, baby. I'm gonna make you Team Arena, man. We're gonna go after these goddamn debaters. I think your brother, your Islamic brother Yanga, I think he's low-key a Democrat. He be watching Young Turks. I think he's a Democrat. He be talking about Trump, man. I think he's a Democrat. I'm just saying.
I want all the smoke, man. I want all the smoke. You're not the listen. Now you told me that's my target. Now you know what I mean.
Good.
Not a target like to say direct, but like if we have to debate, that's what I want to debate.
Okay, good. That's what I like to hear. Also, I think Scheme, man. Scheme is a good debater. Hey, what up, Inyame? Peace to Inyame. Scheme is a good debater too, man. He's a good debater. Yeah, KOT. I mean, all of them, man. I don't know. I think, yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. So that's where I'm at with that, man. So yeah, I just want to make sure it just wasn't me, man. The only bad guy in the, you know what I'm saying? Because people, they just don't support Trump. That don't mean they don't support, other, crackers in the system. Like Biden, who's another pedophile.
Trump was the president of the United States. I would have loved debating that. I mean, not Donald Trump. I mean Barack Obama. Because I don't believe that even when he was gonna elect, I was fighting against him. I was telling black people out here, I was like, "What is it to you if he runs America? You're not gonna fly down here and help us."
Right.
Jokers. I told black people out here. Things are gonna change. I said, ain't nothing gonna change. Is them, well, it's good for our children to see a black man running America. He ain't gonna run America. He's just gonna do the devil's work.
Well, you know what? I would say this. Obama killed more Muslims than any damn president I ever goddamn known, man. He was taking y'all out. And we had a Barack Hussein Obama. Yeah, he was insane on y'all Muslims, especially y'all black Muslims.
Man, they did a good propaganda on him, man. As soon as I saw him, I said, they're going to give it to him. I said, he acts too well, man. That guy is a great actor, man. Great.
Right. Yeah.
Heaven help you.
Yeah.
I can see why. I can see why you voted for Donald Trump, because he talks that real shit. He talks. He gives you the closest thing to real that you're ever gonna get.
It ain't the talk though. It's the actions though. You know what I'm saying? It's the actions. I look at the. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
I think his degree of that he's got a degree of truth to him. He's got a degree of sin and then that's what brings you into him. But the devil, he likes to mix truth with lies.
Okay.
So you gotta watch yourself, because the devil, he ain't gonna come with a complete lie. He'll give you a 90% lie, and in that 10%, which could be the direction.
As long as Donald Trump get those gas prices down to $2.12, I ain't got no problem with him.
Look, if the price goes down there, it's gonna go up somewhere else.
I mean, I can't help that, brother. I just got to do it. I got you. Huh?
It might be your food. It might be something that, you know what I mean?
Well, no, because if the gas prices go down, the food will go down, because the reason why the food's up is because you're charging us, the truck drivers. If we got to fuel up, we're going to charge our contractors more money. So that means in order to get the food to you, because truckers, we run the company or the country. So if we got to pay more, y'all got to pay more. That's just that simple. We paying less, then y'all pay less. But you can't. It's no way around the truck drivers, baby. No way around. That's what I'm telling you, DeBailey. You need to come. Good God, a lot. You come to God, you covered there. Well, you got.
I hope, right, brother, that you're trying to, you're thinking about, like how you got your business, you're thinking of maneuvering that business into something else, because I heard that
I've
heard them saying by the year 2030, them deliveries are going to be all automated. You know what I mean? So I hope that you're trying to find something. It may not be 2030.
Trucks being automated with all that damn weight? No, bro. There's no computer that, not in our lifetime, that can goddamn. First of all, when you're dealing with a heavy truck, a truck load, you got to calculate so much. I don't see it happening in our lifetime. You know what I'm saying?
Trains.
Huh?
Trains.
Driving truck is how can I put this? I don't care how much I train you. There's certain things that you're just gonna like. Okay, like MD, he talked about how he went down this steep hill. It's just certain things that you're gonna have to have just human what's the word I'm looking for, MD? Human I don't see it. I don't see it doing with computers, like I said, because it's
2030. I would say maybe not as quick as that, but maybe because we know that soon they're going to be doing drones are going to be doing the Amazon, right?
Right.
Yeah. So
I see Amazon, but like I said again, like trucking is a whole different beast. It's a whole different. I mean, you're talking about driving up in the mountains, driving in the snow. Driving with heavy loads, you got to calculate turns, all that. It's a lot because it's a lot on us humans.
But don't forget the amount of technology that we've been through in our lifetime. We've been through cassettes, we've been through CDs, right? They say that mobile phones will be obsolete by 2030.
I got you, and I still don't think there would.
We've gone through another technology. And look at the graphics from video games when we was young to how they are now. I wouldn't have thought a lot of this technology wouldn't have been here. Even the tablet, I used to see that in Star Trek and think that's gonna be. I wouldn't even be alive for that. Or maybe when I'm on my deathbed, I'll see them type of technologies. You know what I'm saying?
You know what?
Anything's possible. Brother.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not gonna have that type of. I'm not going to have that type of debate because I don't know. It's kind of tricky.
No, we're not debating that. We just talk. I'm just saying that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
If I was you, just a brother talking to another brother, that you should look to like you got your business now and it's doing well. But I'm saying that because of that, I've heard that they're saying by 2030 that them lorries that you're driving, they're going to be automated. And I'm saying that you should look into, to invest into another business. Because of this business ain't gonna be something that you can pass. You're definitely not gonna be able to pass it down in 20 years. This is gonna be dead with the innovations they're making on AI and stuff like that.
Right.
That business is gonna be dead. Most people are gonna be running with are gonna be using. More people will have automated cars.
Right.
That Night Rider car, that's coming. I mean, they've already got the Night Rider car.
Yeah, they've already got it. Yeah, in Vegas, they got taxis that are automated. So I've seen them. I've seen them in Las Vegas. But again, I don't see them doing lorries, though. Lorries are different beats. Like with taxis, you're dealing with flat roads. You're dealing with just A, point A, point B. With lorries, you got to deal with mountains. You got to deal with upgrades, like going up a hill, down a hill, different weight factors, not turning too fast. It's a lot. It's a lot involved in trucking. And then you got the manual labor, huh?
What does MD think about it?
MD, what you think about it, man?
Quick second, man. Give me a quick second.
Okay, no problem. He's probably he's making calls right now.
Innovations, man. That's why I believe that like I said, you should just go into not now. Make as much money as you can make from trucking. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm sure that in another few years you're gonna have to get electric trucks.
I mean, electric trucks in what way? I mean, they already have like automatics that's considered electronic, but and then they got. I mean, it just depends on what bill you're talking about. I mean, if you're talking about self-driving, I think they got a long way to go. And then again, when you're dealing with like asphalt, you got to manually do that because you got to manually clean it out. You got to manually put the diesel down to make sure. So it's a lot of manual stuff that they got to do with robots. It's not just simply just driving from point A to point E. There's a lot of labor involved in dealing with the type of field that me and MD are in. So that, you know what I'm saying, strapping down loads, tarping your loads. I mean, it's a lot involved. So
How far are you? Do you think that we're off from robots then in
no, I don't
society?
think. No, I think robots are very close in society. Just it depends. Like, okay, they, you know, it just depends on what field of work you're talking about. Like, they got robots that could go inside your body and zap cancers with lasers. They got that now. But as far as like
Robot
drone,
helpers. Robot helpers. What about the next 20 years? I reckon
I can see that.
that maybe 20% of people might have robot helpers.
Um, I mean, I guess I could see that. I mean, I wouldn't disagree with it. But like, well, I consider our phones a robot helper. I consider these helpers. Our cell
I
phone.
mean, physical, because I've seen the beast. Yeah, even like years back, they were talking about making robots and how they've got this silicon skin and it can mimic just
Oh,
like
that yeah, no, that kind of stuff is just ridiculous. It's
they
going to
got
be
the sex dolls. They got the
huh?
sex doll. They're rolling out them sex dolls soon, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I don't think that's going. That's nah. I think robots are all around us. Like, this remote control is a robot. This phone is a robot. This computer I'm talking to is a robot. It's going to be in the form that you least expect. It's not going to be some sex doll, you know. It's not going to be that. It's going to be. It's really all around us now. We just don't look at it as robots. But a lot of things assist us. Like I said, remote control. You can sit in your bed, boom, turn the TV on. That's a form of help, you know. So I don't know. It just, you know, your CCT cameras are a form of robots that help you. You know, you can see who's outside of your house, you know. So I think it's going to be in forms that we least expect. It's not going to be some like something off Star Trek, you know, some sex bot saying, "Oh, I love you, love me long time." It's not going to be that. It's going to be something that we not going to even pay attention to. Like I said, we not even paying attention right now. Like you said, you got to get a webcam for your computer. That's a form of a robot right there. That's helping you.
you was in the army, right? And I know that they got drones now, innit? They got
Mhm.
drones in America.
Right.
They got drones, so you know what I mean. And I've seen that they're making all these different type of sophisticated robots. I've seen some robots that look like Iron Man.
Right.
Um,
Right.
that they be trying to make and stuff like that. You know, I don't think that a lot. If you watch Marvel and the programs there, but a lot of that stuff ain't far off. You know, I
No,
think they go on.
it's not far off, but I mean, you got to look at like, okay, it's like Iron Man. You know what I'm saying? You got this big old heavy suit on, and it's like, okay, I mean, why put on a heavy suit when you got little drones that can fly around and like launch missiles? Why you gotta wear an Iron Man suit? You know what I'm saying? It's too much maintenance for an Iron Man
No,
suit.
no, no, no. I've seen some robots that they're making that look like
Okay.
Iron Man. They look like the Iron Man
Oh,
suit.
okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
They got I've seen that the army are working on exoskeleton.
So right, right.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I've seen them working on that stuff.
Right, right. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. It just, you know,
Cloaking technology too.
right. But see, technology can go in so many ways. Like I said, you know, I don't know if you've seen those little, they're like got little drones. They look like little mosquitoes and shit. They spy on people. Like, that's very efficient. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it just depends. I mean, I'm not knocking, like saying the exo drones or anything else. I think they're going to look for the most efficient way. So they got to look at costs. They got to look at maintenance. They got to look at, and then when you deal with cost and maintenance, deal like, you know, China might make a better, like here in America, they make the smallest drill, right? And they send it over to China, either China or Japan. And they had made a smaller drill and put a hole through the smallest drill that they had and sent it back to them. You know, and I was like, you know, as a joke saying, yeah, we got even smaller drills. So we have to take that in consideration too. So, you know, man, I think yeah, these are good conversations, man. I think you need to come back to the arena because we be talking about a lot, man. We be talking about, like you say, we be reading newspapers, but a lot of stuff that we be reading be relevant to a lot of things, man.
Didn't you see that? Didn't you see NASA say that there was a mothership out there? Let me type it in and let me show you the story.
Okay.
They said there's a mothership out there.
Okay.
All right, I'm back now.
All right. So you want to ask the same question about MD, about the same question about the trucks being taken over by robots? He a truck driver.
Well, they said that there's a possibility that there's a mothership in our solar system. That's what the Pentagon's saying. Let me put it.
Man, Pentagon lying, man. Don't believe that.
You don't believe the Pentagon? That's the American
No,
government.
they're trying to distract you. They're trying to distract you from goddamn Iran. And first of all, this is your neck of the woods, good God Allah. Iran and Saudi Arabia just made peace. So they want to distract you with Trump and, oh, there's a spaceship. Man, they don't want, you know what I'm saying? That's a peace deal. They don't want, you know.
I mean,
Iran,
Iran, for me, Iran, and if they're making pacts with Saudi Arabia, they're both demons. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, Saudi Arabia, they oppress black people. They have black people enslaved. They spend a lot of money. They have big events there, but the people them live like crap.
Them your people, baby. Saudi
What
Arabia,
Saudi Arabia? What they're demons, my brother.
Man, they believe the same way you believe.
That's the institution of Islam we was talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying that I'm saying that institution, the mainstream institution of Islam, there's no doubt about it, man. Like Islam wasn't even supposed to be. It shouldn't really, you know what I mean, be. It was meant to do what it's meant. It shouldn't be like this a religion. It shouldn't be like this, man. Like it was meant to be a religion of righteousness. I understand it's the institution of Islam, but they are corrupt and they're not working. They're not following the teachings of Muhammad. Wouldn't have done the moves that they're doing.
Well, you got to understand in 2023 diplomacy rules. You know what I mean? That the empire is diplomacy and world trade. You know what I'm saying?
The Saudi Arabia government are greedy because they be owning all these soccer teams in the UK that making them billions of dollars or pounds, and they're not doing nothing for the poor over there. They hide it. You have to type in programs like, if you want to go on YouTube and see how the people them are living, the poor people and the immigrants from poorer countries that they don't respect, right? You can type in Saudi Arabia in the streets or behind the scenes, what they don't want you to know. Yeah, and you see how the people them are living crap. 10 to a room, 5 to 1 room, and it's hot as hell out there. You see what I'm saying?
Let me ask you, those emirs and those sultans, how did they get that money?
From their friendship with the Europeans giving them weapons. They get the weapons from the Europeans. So
is that when it started though?
That's how it started. The Europeans and British. Yeah, the British was had a pact with the House of Saudi. And it was they started the pact with they started working with Saudi Arabia, and they put that see the House of Saud. They put them made them the power because they said that they were they got a relation to Muhammad. That's what they claim. They claim that they're related to the family of the Prophet Muhammad, right? So because at the time, the British or European powers were having issues with the Ottoman Turks. So they needed to they made they gave weapons and help to the Saud family so they could take over in Saudi Arabia, right? So that they could cause a divide with their doctrine and with inside of Islam, because they were looking at ways to try and stop Islam because Islam was too strong. It was hard for them to penetrate, to colonize Africa, even though they were taking us out as slaves, but they wanted to colonize Africa and other things. But the Arabs was making it hard on the ground because the Arabs was telling us to stay away from the Europeans and stuff like that. These are things that I've read in book. There's a book that you could get, Islam and West Africa, and it shows you in there that the Arabs was telling black people in West Africa to stop dealing with the Europeans. You see what I'm saying?
What I was getting at was, but before the House of Saud and all that, I mean, Saudi Arabia was a pretty poor country. Well, yeah. Actually, it was fragmented at that time.
But with the amount of
before united,
No, I hear you, but with the amount of wealth those houses, the Saudi Arabian government are pushing around by owning soccer teams and paying footballers, yeah, individuals £1 million a week, 200 grand a week, yeah, that could have done a lot for the poor people that sleep on the streets in Saudi Arabia today.
I understand that. What I was getting at was it was poor
And
before
they
they
say black
discovered.
people, they do a lot of sexual trafficking in that country as well. And a lot of they love, especially of black women. They get them from the third worlds, and you know what I mean. Women who try to escape, for example, Africa. Like Nigeria, who leave, to go, and then they go to Saudi Arabia, and then they end up being sexually trafficked.
Well, I mean, like I said, up until the 20th century, Saudi Arabia was a shithole until they discovered that oil.
Nah.
That
Yeah, I mean,
that's what I was getting at.
oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
I mean, but I'm just saying, with the amount of wealth they've got, yeah, I'm just saying that they could do more by the people, way more. And like I said, they can get all those boxers. They're doing big events in Saudi Arabia, but the poor man ain't allowed there. They ain't got the decency. They could have said, "Right, let me get 10 homeless man and let him watch the boxing for free." They won't do that. Clean them up for the day and let them go. They don't do no charity to help their poor people. Nothing. At least America and Britain try to do something. Try to act like they're doing something anyway. But Saudi Arabia, you can see even the Britain and America will tell you that they've got lots of charges for
Human rights violation.
what do you call it?
Human
Human
rights.
rights.
Yeah.
They break a lot of human rights violations, Saudi Arabia. Even though America and Britain do as well.
What?
But there's a lot of it in that. Of course, there's lots of human rights violations in America and Britain, man.
No, man, we don't violate nobody's human rights over here. What you talking about?
So what about Eric Garner
Eric Garner
or Fred, George Floyd?
I mean, yeah, George. Yeah, no, George Floyd. No, I get what you're saying. Would you agree? Police brutality happens all across the world, right?
Oh, it's worse in the third world countries. People complain about it in UK and in America, but you go Jamaica and you say you're not snitching. And if the police have let me tell you something with Jamaican police.
Yeah.
If they know that you was there, yeah, or they even have the inkling that you was there and you trying to say you ain't snitching, they will beat you until you tell them.
Right.
Yeah, straight.
Yeah.
They gonna beat you until you tell them. Most men snitch in Jamaica. When the feds know that they were there, and the feds think that it's black man to black man, and that's how it goes in Africa as well. But I know in Jamaica, the police don't play no games. They will beat you until you tell them. If you did a murder and you're a youth and you're saying you ain't snitching because it's your brethren. Nah, them man there, if they know that they're not like British and American police. They want you to evade the law so they can get away with things because they do the most good in the government. But in Jamaica, man, if they find out if they think that you know something about this killing or you was there or someone even said that Blackson was there, they gonna beat that out of you. Even if you don't have the information, they gonna beat you until you drop.
Facts, bro.
You might even tell them something just to stop the beating.
Right. False confession. Love it.
Yeah. Jamaican police doing business, man.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
I had a cousin who got beat in his foot bottom. They beat him in his foot bottom with a baseball bat. Imagine that.
Right.
Getting beat in your foot bottom with a baseball bat.
Ouch.
Straight torture.
That is torture, brother. That is straight torture, brother. God damn.
Don't play around with third world black police. Just give them the money. At least they're corruptible though. So if they see you doing something illegal, you can pay them off. That's anybody.
See, I knew I liked you got a lot. I knew I liked Good. I got a lot. I knew I liked him. Yeah, you're talking some real truth here now, brother. Now we can talk now, brother. Yeah, man. Because we got some people on here talking about black people. We're gonna live in this utopia, and everything's gonna be all good. You know, they ignore the real world that you're talking about there, because you and I, we've been there. We've been there. We've been there, brother. Yeah, man, I like it. Got a lot, man. I might have to have you join Team Marina here, man. There, boy. I like when you talk there, boy. I like when you talk there.
But listen, fellas, I'm about to get ready to get off. It's 10:30 or whatnot, and
Peace, MD, man. You done well, brother. You did well, brother.
again, brother, I appreciate the opportunity, brother. Like,
You're gonna have me tossing and turning, MD. You're gonna have me tossing and turning because you pulled that one off tonight, you know.
Brother, I would suggest you to go and get started now for May 6th for the next debate. I know you got blue coming up. You got to focus on blue. I get it.
Look, but when it comes to points here, MD, I just can only see you getting better, man. So I know I'm not gonna outpoint you, but with the subject, I'm gonna come on here and show you where you lost. Like I told
that's
you,
all good.
You lost today. So I don't know if I could outdo you with the points, because you got them presentations on point, brother. Like your delivery and everything, it's on point, and you might be able to, you know, win round if it's a crowd and that of people, and we had to go. You probably end up turning that crowd, you know. But I need more debates to get on your level with the presentations and the delivery. You know, I can only watch. I respect you for that. But
hey, likewise to you, brother. Likewise. Like I said, you know, it was a great discussion.
You're gonna be dangerous, brother. You're gonna be dangerous. You know, but I don't know about the knockout. When it gets to the playoffs, it's a different ball game now. You know what I mean? So it's all good. You know, I can concede the points, the presentation. Yeah, it was trash. And you know, I feel like I can do much better than that. So, you know what I mean? And I think maybe the next few debates ain't gonna be at the full, but I'm just waiting to get to that knockout round, and I'll probably be much better by then.
Well, it's all good, brother. Well, like I said, you got blue next, so
you one of the favorites, brother, right now.
Hey,
with that first debate, I mean, a couple more debates, man. You're gonna be deadly in this thing.
Well, come back and holler at me on the 6th when me and you debate again, brother.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there, bro. I like the topic anyway. I don't regret picking these topics anyway. I don't regret it.
No doubt, no doubt.
I don't regret
it. And like I told Angel, actually, my next debate with you, I consider that to be my ultimate challenge. Because I know it's dealing with a subject that a lot of people don't agree with on my end. You know what I mean? But we'll see.
Bro. I'm gonna throw everything at you, bro.
I know you are. I'm expecting. I'm expecting. Hey, but Blackson, I'm gonna hit you up later on, man.
No problem, indeed.
Hey, if y'all still on in like 15 minutes or so, I might jump back up, but I don't know if you're about to get ready to close out.
Okay. It's up to I know. Good.
I'm not watching the boxing tonight. Are you not watching the boxing tonight? Because that's why I'm up. I'm waiting for the Javante Davis and
That's tonight. No, it's late. No, it's late.
Huh?
Is that tonight? No, that's tomorrow.
That's tonight, bro. That's coming on tonight, bro. No, that's next week, innit? Oh, damn, that's next week.
Yeah, man, 11 o'clock, man.
Oh,
late.
Waiting up.
No, they do boxing like early. No, like early here in the US, man. They do it like at around. They do it early, man. It's late, man. Yeah, they don't.
Yeah, I was waiting. Out there waiting up for the fight, man.
No, man, no, that's not tonight, man.
That's gonna be a good fight, man.
Oh, you anxious, brother? You anxious? You anxious?
Hey,
yeah, you early. You early, man. Yeah, I definitely need you. Hire you, bro. You come to work early. I like that. I like that. Damn,
you think
hold on, before you go somewhere. I got somebody I want you to meet here, man. I got somebody I want you to meet here. What's good, Yanga?
What's good? Yeah. What's good? Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, my brother. Happy Ramadan.
Yeah, Ramadan Korean. Thank you, man. Thank you. What's good? I missed man. I've been out of commission, man, with the whole, the transition of my grandmother and everything. I've been out of commission. So you guys debated. So who pulled the debate off? I don't even know who won. Pardon the body.
MD got me, man. But MD got me with the presentation.
MD's
And
nice.
no, not with the presentation. He got me with delivery. My presentation, obviously, my information was superior, but my delivery was poor. I'd say I give myself a 3 for the delivery. My presentation, a 10-9. Now, this is where he got his information. I give him a 5 for, but then I would give him a 10 for his delivery, 10-9. That's how we got. So I got 80, 84. He got 88.
Okay. Man, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna watch that. If not all of it tonight, I'm gonna watch that and then watch the after show.
Yeah,
But
you know Islam, right? You know that I got him with the information. You know I got him, but it was just my delivery. They couldn't follow it, and someone who knows Islamic history or someone who read Islamic history, you know I got him. He ain't got no peace. You know what I mean? Because like I said to him, you can't show me ever a Islamic empire or kingdom, or caliph that stopped Christians from being Christians or even forced anyone into Islam. Islam never did that ever. And that's what I was trying to say. You'll see the debate. He's got good delivery in that and stuff like that, And like I said, they said that I had I had poor lighting. I was slow to do things, like put on my camera and stuff like that. I had a lot of technical difficulties, so they made me know that. But like when it comes to the evidence, he lost, bro. Like he can't, like I said to him, he can't take that to no academic that debate. What his presentation, they would laugh at him. You see what I'm saying? My stuff would have got top marks. I went through, I did diligent work and showed everyone the political situation of Saudi Arabia at the time of the Prophet Muhammad, why his aim, why he started Islam, and why it was needed. You see what I'm saying? They weren't ever in direct opposition to Islam, bro. I mean to Christianity. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can't wait to see that. So what was the title of the debate?
Is Islam direct opposition to Christianity?
Oh.
What do you think of that title from the gate? Would you agree with that?
Of course I wouldn't.
Okay, yeah. And that's what I'm saying, because like I said to MD, from when the Christians asked that, people, the devil says that Islamic conquest, like when Islam conquered Spain, but what they fail to tell you, right? When you have to go deep into the history, what they failed to tell you was that the Christians asked Tariq to come to Spain when his daughter got raped by the Visigoths, and they were Christians. Prince Julian asked the Muslims to come in and help him get rid of the Visigoths for him, and they did, and he promised them land. He got the ships and everything. That's why even today in Spain they got the area Al-Andalus, which was given to them by Count Julian. You see what I'm saying? So that was go on, brother.
No. So basically, yeah, I get what you're saying. So basically, like you said, it was delivery. It was the points that got you. It was his delivery, his presentation, and everything.
Yeah, that's what got me. And I can accept that because my delivery, I ain't debated in a while, so I was off in terms of my delivery, and they said they couldn't pick up. Like I said, if you did take away my voice from it and you just go through the slides here, this shit's on point. It's just the way the way I brought it to the people. You see what I'm saying? I just did it wrong in terms of
now,
that.
do you think that that's going to be a problem for you moving forward in debates?
Maybe for the next couple debates, right? But my aim is to get through this just to get, once I get to the playoffs and we have to start proving, it's going to come down to the topic, innit? It's going to come down to, you know what I mean? And I'll obviously I should be better after a couple more debates. So yeah, I know Blue's he's gonna outscore me, Blue. But because we're having a debate, me and Blue are having a debate next week. Is Islam in detrimental to black nationalism?
Black nationalism.
Now, I don't believe it is. Yeah, but I'm saying
Mhm.
you're going to see with my debate that my presentation will kill his, because I don't know where he's going to go. I don't know what he's going to bring up. You see what I'm saying? In terms of the detriment of Islam on black nationalism, which we know that, me and you know that ain't the truth. Islam has never stood in the way of black nationalism ever.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know, like I said,
Mhm.
I would say this: the only thing I've ever heard, is I know that in parts of West Africa, when this ideology like Pan Africanism and stuff was starting in the 18th century, I know that it's in one book I've got called Islam in Africa, and they say that the Muslims, certain Muslim sects, certain Muslims were challenging, saying that they believed that it was a European creation. That's the only thing I've ever heard, black Muslims in terms of talking about, not rejecting that idea because, because they believed that it was a European invention. And that's fair.
Mhm.
Because for me, black nationalism is a European invention.
Why you say that?
Because you start seeing it spout up more after Hitler. I'm not saying that it exist before, but it was even more after Hitler. Because it's like most black nationalists were
Huh?
prolific because they're quick to call them Hitler. Like
Black nationalism goes all the way back to Martin Delaney goes all the way back to. I mean, man, you're gonna make me. I'm not even up on my
no, no,
years
no,
right
no, no. I'm talking about modern. I'm talking about from a modern day perspective. Like
now.
that's when I would say that's when the beast started to promote it in the media. Nationalism as a, because when you notice like all the dictators that all the leaders in Africa that went again, they called Robert Mugabe Black Hitler. They called they called Idi Amin Black Hitler too. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I
I
think
think
they
that's
even go
so. How do you define black nationalism?
on. Black nationalism, about wanting the best and want the link up, for all black people of African descent to come together. Or you don't agree with that?
I mean, and that's part of it. That's probably going to be. I think that you might want to brush up on black nationalism, especially, and then read some American black nationalists, because I think that's where Blue's going to get you. I think you have a very broad definition of black nationalism, especially if when you start to equate the similarity for black nationalism and Hitler is no more than what
I
they
wouldn't bring
profess
that
to
in the
believe.
debate. Yeah, I wouldn't have brought that in the debate. I'm just
Yeah.
saying I'm just saying in terms of I would say Hitler made nationalism. Just said not just nationalism,
Hmm.
or more of a they started talking about it more after Hitler, basically, and it's demonized by the way, what I mean. But I understand what you're saying,
Yeah.
that Delaney
Yeah.
was the first to start it and stuff like that. But even Martin Delaney, you can't show me a Muslim that stopped
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. 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 I think you have something to stand on now. If you say detriment, it's just going to be in the in, like you said there again, in the presentation and just the points. But I would agree with you. I think you have something to stand on, and then that could be my bias. But I think
But
you
you're
could you
probably gonna hit me with something that I haven't seen before. So that's like I
yeah.
said, that's his best shot in it. But I don't think he can shot. He might be saying that it's contradictory in terms of the Quran, or that's where I'm thinking he's gonna go. You know what I mean? But
Peace, peace.
I
Mm.
don't
Hey, I was about to jump in the
any
shower. I
major
seen
black.
Ganga came on here. Peace. What's up,
What's
gang?
good? Peace, man. Congratulations, brother. I haven't had an opportunity to watch the debate, but I heard you at one. So congratulations, man.
Oh, appreciate it. Oh, no doubt,
No
no doubt.
problem. No problem. Yeah, came up here, man. Just hopped on for a hot minute, man. I'm glad I caught you guys before y'all jumped off. Getting a feel for good. I think I never really actually spoken to brother Good God Allah. So I said, let me jump on and get a good build in with you cats for a minute. So yeah, well, you gotta wait.
He got you on his list there, Ganga.
I hope
Yeah,
so. I'd
you're-
feel
you're-
some kind of way if I wouldn't.
You're a Biden man, innit? So
A
you know what I mean?
Biden man.
Yeah, you're a supporter of Biden, right?
No, not necessarily. No.
Anybody who's anti-Trump supports Biden.
Oh, anybody that's anti-Trump supports Biden. That's son's position. No, not necessarily. You know, I'm just not pro-Trump. I'm not foolish enough to be pro-Trump. You know, as hard as son is. Okay, yeah, we may share some things in agreement. You know, but I'm not gonna wear the t-shirt. I ain't gonna Kanye on y'all boys. You know, so you know. But I wouldn't say that I'm pro Biden.
Okay. Did you give him your vote though? The last election?
No, I didn't actually.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I didn't. You know, when I get in conundrums like that, you know, I remain silent. I'm one of those people who believe if I don't have an alternative to offer besides participating in the electoral process, then I won't say anything. I'm not gonna, you know, shit in your food and then not give you anything to eat. You know, any way to participate, any way to feel like that you're making advancements or that you're, you know, like I said, participating in your own self-determination. I'm not one of those people. You know, that's one of my pet peeves. Oh, this vote don't do shit, this, that. And you know, but then you're not doing shit though. Not even that. So, you know, I encourage people to participate in any and every way they can that they feel like will contribute to a better quality of living for Black people here in America.
Well, I know that you're a Shia, so I know Shias to me are political Muslims. Shias.
Mm-hmm.
I see Shias as political Muslims. I agree, you know. I would say that you are like Sufis with your
Yeah,
understanding.
now that's more line where I go, you know, if anything, if the conventionalism, when I look at it, you know, like if most Muslims, like I really lean towards tasawwuf, to Sufism, like you said in my esoterical, yeah, but like when you trace me back, then I follow more Ahlul Bayt, the Shia. I believe that like you find a lot of Black Africans here in America, we do the Sunni thing. And so we're not taught the truth of Ahlul Bayt. May God's peace be upon the family of Muhammad. And we miss out on so much of the religion, which actually, to me, leads to more of the esoterical understanding. Imam Ali ibn Abu Talib, may God's peace be upon him, was an extraordinary, outstanding mystic. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yes, I would definitely agree with that. You know, I'm a Sufi. I'm a straight Sufi in it, so I don't.
Okay. Do you follow Tariq?
Huh?
What path you follow? Are you?
I respect. He out of all the caliphs, yeah, after the rightly guided, after Prophet Muhammad, I would prefer to live his reign. To tell you the truth, so yeah, he would be my favorite caliph. Yes, definitely.
Okay.
And you know, like you said, I think I see him as very esoteric. You know,
Yeah.
I believe that Abu Bakr, he ruined the thing. He ruined Islam. You know, with his, you know, I've read in a book that he even tried to what was it? He even tried to say to the people that the prophecies were over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you've read that as well. You know what I'm
Yeah,
talking about.
yeah.
Man,
Umar
Umar,
had
Abu Bakr did
yeah,
it.
Abu Bakr said it was over, and Umar had the audacity to call the prophet a madman.
I like
You know,
Umar. I like Umar though.
yeah, but
I did like Umar though.
um,
Ali.
yeah, Umar was questionable. You remember towards the end of the prophet's life when he was actually trying to get a caliphate to Ali, may God's peace be upon them both. When he was really trying to give it over, and he asked for someone, he said, "Bring me a scribe," and this and that. And Umar, and actually, this is the Sunnis still keep it in their hadith. I believe it's Mutafiqun alayh. I believe it's in Shia and Bukhari, where it says, where Umar jumps up and says, the Prophet is delirious with fever. You know what I'm
But I
saying?
wouldn't take that seriously though, because based up from the
Come on, this is the Prophet of God. How dare you jump up and holler this man is delirious with fever, as if God has stayed this man's hand this far.
Do you
And
believe
now,
Umar would have said that though?
I mean, if it's convenient if they're using a hadith, and then they say mutafiqun alayh, the two agreed upon hadith or the highest hadith, and you find this hadith in Muslim, and you find this hadith in Bukhari, then you hold them to the same standards that they validate and authenticate their teachings on. So when you find these things here, you say this is what you hold to the highest standard and highest degree, and this is what you say that Umar has said about the Prophet is questionable, at the least, if it's not outright contemptuous and blasphemous. You know what I'm saying? But it's questionable at the least. You're saying the Prophet's delirious with fever? Come on.
Umar would be the most likely to be black as well.
Quite possibly. That's probably why he ain't play that shit.
He was a big, strong man, innit? And he was meant to be big and strong, innit? Big and tall, big, strong. Like, it doesn't say his color. I haven't seen, but I believe that he must have been in that region, because you remember they said the Prophet Muhammad's uncles were big, tall black men, Saracens. So I feel like, but I don't know about Omar saying that. I mean, I know that's in the Hadith, but what I'm saying is that the Hadith I don't really trust.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't throw out the Hadiths though, because there's a lot of good things there. Some people
Right.
don't understand that there's
Right,
a lot
absolutely.
of for man to learn, especially healing, marriage, just how to conduct yourself, especially with us who've gone through slavery and been robbed of a thorough knowledge of self. Yeah, we need them things, how to clean our ass and stuff like that, what foods to eat. It's more descriptive, or up to, like to bring the Quran up to, this, remember the Quran was written 40
but
years.
here's one of why the things Blue can say it's detrimental to black people, because black Africans here in America still struggle with and fight for some type of identity and attachment to identity. And Islam, like many other, like they say, the Abrahamic faiths, have been used to corrupt, manipulate, and outright suppress the black community of its intellectual properties and its economics. So it's like with Sunni Islam, and this is what made me start looking into Shiaism, because, like you said, it led more to the esoterical, which is more befitting for black folk, more of a spiritual type of thing, because in the Sunni Islam, I come to find a very cultural, social, political agenda of the Arabs.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a problem for, like we said, black nationalism and black people, the social, cultural, political agenda of the Arab hidden in the religion of Islam.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
The Arabs never tried to push because MD must have said, the Arabs had all the position and stuff like that. Now, the Arabs might have been treated better than, say, a black Muslim in those Arab lands, based upon, people. Not every human beings are humans, but in terms of government, no government would have said that the Arab man was above the black man. You see what I'm saying? There's no government would have did that. I would say it might have happened in society where the Arab man's on top of the black man, but it wouldn't have been something. And Prophet Muhammad, there was racism, because obviously it's in the Hadiths. In the Quran, Muhammad did have to deal with racial, issues. You see what I'm saying? But if that's happening, like nowhere in the Hadith or the Quran says that the Arabs is better than anybody.
Right. I mean, I think you'll be able to go to Muhammad's, may God peace be upon Muhammad. You can go to his farewell speech. I think it's in his farewell speech where he says that about none is above the other, even if his skin be black and his hair be like a raisin.
Yes, that's in the
Describe
Hadith.
it. Yeah. Yeah, I know it's a hadith. I think it's from his farewell, from his last speech though. I mean, it's a lot of things that you can use that pushes that'll show that Islam is not about in its teachings. You know what I'm saying? Theoretically, it's not about racism and supremacy of one people over another. You know, there's various verses in the Quran where I have not created you nation and tribes that you may despise one another, but that you may work with know one another, work together, mutual harmony and peace, and all of these type of things.
It's
So
not
there's
about
various
black.
verses.
Remember that though. It's about black nationalism. It's not about,
Exactly.
no, I couldn't. If someone was to debate me on does Islam mistreat black people, right? It's not supposed to. I couldn't deny that. I wouldn't even debate that because I know that in Islam they be doing all types of wickedness and atrocities to our people. You know, in
But see,
Saudi.
I think yeah. But do you make the distinction that's Islam or that's Arabism?
No, I don't believe that's not real Islam. That
And that's
obviously,
where you fight on.
but I know that I wouldn't take that debate with someone because I know what you're going to try and do. And it's just it might be a lot of stuff that even things that I haven't done the research. All I know is all this that stuff's wicked, isn't it? But I know that I don't know how much stuff you could throw at me. Do you see what I'm saying? Now I would rather debate it on a Sufi level. That Sufi Islam's never done nothing bad to black people. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Rather
Yeah.
than me
Yeah.
or Shiaism, but I can't defend that Sunni stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't defend
You
that.
know what? But it's hard, man, in an anti-Islam war, it's hard to take any of those debates, brother. It's gonna
Well,
because you almost because you almost have to be talking to people that know Islam. And I don't know if you see my slaughter in my ass getting slaughtered by Minister Rio. You know what I'm saying? And like he said something that was key during the debate. He said, "Man, you are ignorant to the Bible, brother." And you know,
he just
so
got you because
you,
he used other books. He used
yeah,
that.
yeah. I literally took the Bible. I tried it up. I tried it. You know, but
Too much time in it. You don't want to just sit down and you have to go through the heretic.
yeah,
No, you could have used the book, the Habak. You could have used the Habak. There's a Jewish book called the Habaki. Habak. He's a prophet. Habak. Have you heard of him?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You could have
Mm-hmm.
used him because that story there will go. He talking about the Prophet Muhammad.
Mm-hmm.
That's the prophecy of the Prophet Muhammad. Basically, it says where he's gonna come from. It says the area that the next prophet's gonna come from and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Remember those Christian monks, yeah? That's what
Mm-hmm.
those Christian monks was going off, you know, when they said
Mm-hmm.
that Prophet Muhammad, when they saw him as a boy, and they said he was a prophet.
Mm-hmm.
That Christian monk, what's his name?
Uh, yep.
Yes,
Yep.
they were going off of that Habakkuk book. That's what they were going off.
Mm-hmm.
Now Christians won't accept that book. Most Christians won't accept that them books, you know, them hidden books and stuff like that today.
Mm-hmm.
Some will though, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, bringing any more resources. You know, just doing a little anything extra. Like you said, I went with two resources primarily: the Bible and the dictionary. So, man, I tried it. Why
There's
not?
nothing wrong with what you did though. I
Uh,
would have did the same thing. There ain't nothing wrong with what you did. I wouldn't have
Yeah,
went into mess around, but I wouldn't have even have debated that. I wouldn't have
yeah,
debated.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
wouldn't have debated that with him. I
yeah.
would rather debate is Prophet Muhammad a prophet according to Christianity or according to to text or I'll rock with that because he's
Yeah.
promised. I'd rather
You
debate
might
that.
can get it. You may be able to get him. You may be able to get him with a debate on that. He may accept that. That
He's
might
a
be something to put in
Biden.
your
No, well,
put
I
in
want to
your
debate
bag.
Biden. I want to debate him on Biden because I heard he's a Biden supporter.
Yeah, Yeah. Well, I mean, you might see him in the playoffs. Okay, you might get him on bite. So what's your other two debates?
Yeah. So the other one is America a just nation? Now, this is the thing. I know that MD might get more points than me, but like I said, he gonna be under pressure. I'm gonna throw everything at him. Is
Then,
America a just nation?
but then you kind of almost gave him debate earlier today. I was listening to you talk about the condition in third world countries.
Yeah.
You
Well,
almost proved this point.
prove this point that America's just.
Yeah, you were talking about the corruptibleness of these other countries, the the injustice that
Yeah, but
take
America
place in these areas.
is way more corrupt.
That's
Like
gonna be a good
no
debate.
matter what, even though Jamaica's corrupt, the police are corrupt as hell. America's way more corrupt than Britain because
Well,
you have
America.
certain amount of money. You can do anything. See if you have the right amount of money or the right connections. Furthermore, because you can have money in the West, right? But you have to have those connections. In the Caribbean, you just need money. You're good to go, right? But with the right connect but you can't do certain things in Jamaica. You can't go nuts.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But like, say now in Britain and America now, and you've got money and you've got the connects, you can do anything you want. Rape little girls, you could do anything you want. Kill people, all sorts in these societies. This society is way more corrupt than those third world. The only reason why those people are corrupt, why you can pay them off, is because they're not getting paid enough being police officers in those countries. The wages pale in comparison to what a police officer gets in America and Britain. Like they're not even getting enough, but they can barely survive in the Caribbean and in Africa being the police officers. Yeah, that's why it's so easy to corrupt them. You know what I mean? But in the West, you gotta have more money. You just have to have more money and more connects. You have to have some connects though. You have to have connects to get through. It's just a bit more, you know what I mean? But once you have them connections, you can do what you want, man. Look how we find out about sex rings and rape all 30 years down the line. And then they tell you that this one knew about it, this one knew about it. Police didn't do nothing, even though they got the messages. You know what I mean? So these people have got connections. And we hear all the look how long Epstein was getting away with what he was getting away with. They said that this man was sending underage girls, flying them out from all over the world to come to his goddamn resort, his private island off America. And raping little girls. He's been doing it in the 70s and then way there. All types of top officials are there are going to the island. And no one didn't know. Do you see what I'm saying? Not everyone knew. See what I'm saying? So when you got the connections, Black Son, you can get away with anything in America, you know, my brother. You gotta know that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna argue that. I mean, you're making some very good points. I mean, you make some good points, you know, but I mean, we would have to, I guess, have more conversation if we were. I guess if you and I to debate
We
that,
gotta save it for the debate anyway, you know, me and MD. But
I would have to have more of a deep discussion with you too, because a lot of that stuff I agree with, but I agree with it, but man, it's kind of
look
difficult.
at R. Kelly. Look at R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Look at R. Kelly, my brother. Now it's evident R. Kelly had money and he must have had a connection for him to get away, yeah, with that tape of having sex with that 14-year-old that we saw in the UK. Everyone saw that around the world and knows about it. Same thing with Michael Jackson. How come he got away, yeah, with sleeping with little kids in his house? Yeah, sleeping with 30 kids in his bedroom and openly admitting on TV that he slept in the
I
same
was
bed with
moving.
stuff like that. And they protected him for years. You see what I'm saying? Because he was connected. They don't even expose him about them white kids that ain't his kids. Even now that you go on Wikipedia, they say that those are his children. Those children could go on the news. No one ain't calling out those children, that they're not Michael Jackson's children. They think that everyone's dumb. No, I ain't dumb. Those ain't his kids. and he lied and said he had sex with her. He's as black as me. There's no way his children are gonna look like that. No way.
Mm-hmm.
No way.
Listen, I'm about to jump off pardon for phone up before. Good God, a lot. Good luck in the next debates, man. It's gonna be interesting. That just because I mean, you know, you're right. You're citing some cases, but I don't know when the statistics come up when you talk about just. You know, I'm looking at opportunities. I'm looking at judicial system. I'm looking at legislation. I'm looking at due process.
Hmm.
You know, I'm looking at all of those things when you talk about a just system, not just the immorality or the crimes, but the accountability and punishability for these crimes. You know what I'm saying? So some you know, justice lies in some people. You have to look at. I would also look at innocent convictions, like you were saying, brutality of the police, how they beat torture, confessions out of people. That's not justice. You know what I'm saying? So there's a thing that my advice on that is to be careful not to get too much into immorality. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but make sure that, you know, you're also looking at justice. Because over here, brother, last point of advice, man, the titles of these debates are everything.
Yeah, true.
The titles are everything, man. Somebody will come and slam on you for misreading the title, misunderstanding the title. Like you said, one of my slams was I took coming out of the Bible literal. Using only the Bible, I took that literally. I didn't take that as like, yeah, that's the source. Let me use, the concordance or this or that, or let me use this sheikh or that rabbi or however. I was like, we're gonna use, the Bible and some common sense.
I swear that ain't that the only place you could have really got what you wanted to get. Because if you went into the Masoretic, which he used, you would have lost anyway. So
Right.
you did all you could do, innit? I mean, maybe you should have went into what the Muslim scholars say about that. There are Muslim
Absolutely,
scholars that do it. So I think you should
absolutely.
have went
Absolutely. Like some key points were pointed out. I should have been able to offer some scholarly contradictions. You know what I'm
there. Yeah,
saying? Well, that we can see the interjection. Like, and then conceding to a point, like when he said, well, was he building the fire for Isaac? I should have said simply no. Isaac was interjected. It was Ishmael that they're talking about. Just little things like that, man. But however, hindsight is 2020. I can appreciate their critique. But yeah, I think it's my shit was the score. I really didn't, I didn't know how. I'm not gonna say I was looking to take a loss. I didn't know how it would go, but I had believed that I would razzle and dazzle so much. I was disappointed with the score. I was like, geez, I did fall shit. I failed my own expectations.
No, I don't
But
think there
it
was
just
anything wrong with your play. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, brother. Like you did all you could do, bro.
yeah. I don't, man. You know what? I'm such a. I know I could have done more. Looking back on it now, like I said, hindsight is 2020. Just a little more scholarly substance, man. Just to add contradiction, add some more meat to the stew. Sheikh so and so says, like, I think he was referencing. He has studied some sheikhs. I think he had even referenced Ibn Taymiyyah. May God's mercy be upon him, rahimahullah ta'ala. So, just little things like that, just to throw poor little, because all that Masoretic text and all that other stuff was just hot sauce. It was just a little seasoning to add to an already great delivery that he has. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's just, it really is about performance, showmanship, presentation, as you found out today. Not just sources and not just conjecture, the whole complete package. I think that's what probably makes SVDL one of the coldest leagues, or the only league, because you had to have a whole complete package.
Right.
Well, listen, man, I could talk y'all forever, man. I appreciate the bill, son. Stay up, brother. Keep giving them shows. Peace to the brother. Peace to the God of Allah, man. We talk, man. Salam alaikum.
Oh, younger. Peace. Salute. Salam. Yeah, brother Blackson. Yeah, man. So we had a good show on that, man. And what do you look at the UFOs though? What do you think of that? You said you don't believe the Pentagon.
No, I don't believe. I don't
It
believe
was
in
on
that.
the news as well, bro. It was on the news as well, man. They were talking about these UFO sightings and that. You don't believe none of it.
I don't believe everything in the news. See, wait a minute. You call me drinking a truck Kool-Aid. You drinking a mainstream media Kool-Aid.
No, I agree with you. I don't believe everything in the news, but you gotta understand, my brother, because the Quran talks about the Lord coming back in the Bible. I believe in the prophecy that the Lord's gonna come back one day, right? Or Jesus, the second coming of Christ, the Mahdi's gonna come back, and they gonna get rid of all the evil on this planet. That's what I'm waiting for. See what I'm saying, Black Son? That's what I'm waiting for. The Lord to come back and get the evil off this planet, like the Bible say, Revelations. See what I'm saying? So I'm just waiting on the Lord right now, brother. Just trying to remain right, trying to be as righteous as I can. You know,
Right.
trying to be as good as I can.
Mm.
You know, I'm just trying. You know, I'm waiting on the Lord, my brother.
Waiting
I'm
on
telling you, the Lord's gonna come back, man.
Right.
So when I hear about the UFOs, I'm always looking up in the sky every day, my brother, because I pray that the Lord comes down and gets this wickedness off this planet.
So that's
No one should be living in hell, man.
So I tell you what, you got a lot. Who's the greatest reggae artist of all time?
Who's the greatest American of all time?
No, reggae artist. Reggae ball. You're playing some reggae in the intro.
Say that again, my brother. Who's the greatest what?
Who is the greatest reggae artist of all time?
Oh, the greatest reggae artist of all time.
Yeah.
You would have to baby Bob Marley. Well, that's look. See, Bob Marley's not my favorite. I like Garnet Silk. Have you heard of Garnet Silk?
Garnet Silk. I'm gonna have to check out Garnet Silk. But you know, Peter Tosh is better than Bob Marley.
If you like reggae, you like Garnet Silk.
Peter Tosh is better than Bob Marley.
Yeah, I could agree with that. You know.
Oh, okay. Damn. I thought we were gonna have a debate there. What you think about Fela Kuti?
Fela Kuti's cold. I like Fela Kuti.
Oh yeah, he's cold. Yeah, yeah. You know, Solar didn't know who Fela Kuti was until I brought him to the league. In fact, SVDL didn't know who Fela Kuti was until I brought him to the league. So thank Blackson SVDL.
Okay, I like Fela Kuti.
I know you do. I know you do. No, I know you know your music, brother. Yeah, I know you know your music, brother. So you know what? I was gonna see if maybe we could get a musical debate, but you know your stuff, brother. You know your stuff. You know, you're not uncultured like these Americans when it comes to music. You know, Americans are one dimensional. They just listen to hip hop. They don't know about other types of music here in the US.
I used to be a hip hop head as well back in the day. I mean, who's your favorite reggae artist?
Peter Tosh.
Peter Tosh. Okay, yeah. I could see that. Have you heard of Burning Spears?
Oh yeah, Burning Spears. Yeah. Burning Spears cool. Knock his God, man. Yeah, I know Burning Spears. Yeah, I know Burning Spears. But Peter Tosh, I think hands down is one of the best. He's one of the coldest.
Look for Garnet Silk, innit? I mean, this Luciano. You know Luciano?
Yeah, I know Luciano. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. Luciano's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like Garnet Silk, man. Garnet Silk's he's got a nice voice, man.
I'm gonna check him out. But you know, reggae, man, has been watered down. Reggae's been watered down.
What do you say?
Reggae has been watered down. It's been watered down.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So that's why I try to turn people on to Fela Kuti, because Fela Kuti is more revolutionary. You know what I'm saying? I actually had a debate here in SVDL. Who's more revolutionary, Fela Kuti or Tupac?
Of course, Fela Kuti.
Oh, the answer. You know, but Don Kimmett wanted to debate Tupac. I said, oh, bro. So yeah, man. He's been wanting to get him up Tupac.
Hey, with that one.
Yeah.
But like I said, you know, the media have painted Tupac. So they the propaganda out on him and that is so well done. So it's very hard to win over the masses, especially Fela Who. Most people don't know who Fela Kuti is.
I'm gonna tell you.
But if you went Nigeria, you would know.
I'm gonna tell you a little secret. This might help you in the league. Only you, me, and Scheme know that. Nobody else in this video knows that about Tupac.
Okay.
Yeah. So you might get a pretty good debate with maybe Bernard Kim, and somebody will challenge you on that because they think, in fact, they think Tupac is Jesus Christ here in United States of America. Oh, shoot, we got EBizzle.
What's the word?
Shit, you man,
Man, how y'all doing? I listened to some of the debate earlier. Peace. I like the name GGA.
Respect to you, brother.
Respect. Hey, listen, I wanted to ask a question.
Go on, my brother.
I'm not really asking to debate, but I'm just kind of curious because I used to be at a similar mindset. I'd heard you talking about you were waiting for the return. So I want to ask you or anybody else, do you think it's worse today in today's society than it was in times past? And if so, what constitutes worse?
Oh yeah, definitely. Now it's worse because they know what we're doing. When we go on the internet, like everything that we're doing is recorded now. That's why it's worse. That's one of the main reasons why it's worse. They're recording it. Back in the day, yeah, it was bad. If at least you could run away, you could hide better. But I mean, in this society, there's no hiding, there's nowhere to go. And they're recording everything that you do. You know what I mean? So that they can use it for they're looking to, if you see Matrix here, they're looking to put us in a Matrix in the future. Just like that. That's their aim. Is to put us in, but I hopefully I don't feel like that's gonna happen, but that's what they're planning to do. If they win, they're gonna have us in a Matrix, like the machines in the Matrix. They're gonna have us in that type of system. That's what they want to do to us. That's why they've got the VR. I saw VR a couple of days ago, and they said how this new VR machine that they got, it could give you a sense of smell, and they said how when you get shot in this game, they can send pain, responses. Like when you get shot, you'll feel it. So they're looking to put us in some stuff like the Matrix, like you see in the Matrix. They're looking to put us, and our brains is going to be used to regenerate the robots, like that. That's what they're trying to do.
Because I just find it interesting. And like I say, I'm not here to chastise anything. I used to be at a similar mindset. I talk to a lot of people in different viewpoints from a religious standpoint. So I hear a lot of people say that, it's getting close and, waiting for like a Messiah. So I'm just like, what constitutes worse? I mean, it's been like plagues and famines and, natural disasters since the beginning, of Earth. So like, what makes it worse today?
Nah, that's look. Nothing ain't gonna happen until the Antichrist comes. So now they're telling us about all the bad things that are gonna happen in the future, the food and everything. But once someone comes, yeah, because they're gonna tell us it's gonna be so bad, and then the Antichrist is gonna come. It ain't gonna be as bad as they was planning to take it. So a lot of us are just gonna say, yeah, at least with him in power, at least we're eating food. If it went this way and he never came, then we wouldn't have, there was going to be no food. That's why they're telling us a lot of bad things, like there's going to be a food shortage and this, that, and the other. But they will never shut down the whole thing, because if they did that, that means they're handing over control. So they'll never shut it down completely. They're just telling us that to scare us. You see what I'm saying? But they're going to do Project Bluebeam first. Have you heard of Project Bluebeam?
Yeah, I've heard some.
Yeah, so they got to do
something similar to that. I used to be real big into watching a lot of DVDs and watching a lot of different viewpoints. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
No, that's why I asked you if you know about it. So I just want to know what you know about it. So it's okay that you could talk about it. And a lot of the stuff that we're seeing in the sky right now, some of them are holograms and some of them are government ships. More and more people are going to be seeing UFOs in the future, or now from now on and in the future. And that's a lot of Project Bluebeam. Remember, they're putting them chemtrails in the sky. So that Project Bluebeam is where they're going to fake alien attack. But the reason why they have to do the fake alien attack is that when the Lord comes, we're going to fight. Some of us are going to fight against him. Do you see what I'm saying? Because that's why they're going to do Project Bluebeam first. You see what I'm saying? Before that.
Oh, okay.
So they're going to do a fake alien attack or fake that say that the aliens are about and stuff like that. Like what they did in V and that, what's that? Independence Day.
Yeah, Independence
They're gonna do something. Yeah, they're gonna do that shit. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, E, what time you get up in the morning, man? Because Nature Mom, you know, she doing her finals and shit. She ain't gonna be able to do a show tomorrow, so I don't know if you want to.
Yeah, I really not. You know, I'm not into like giving no presentations or nothing. You know, but as far as like a discussion, that's cool. You know, if I'm what time you plan on going live, bro?
Shit, I mean, what time? Shit, what, do you want to go live? I mean, yeah, we can go live at 11, 12, 1, 2. It don't matter, man. I'm open. Shit, you know.
Oh, okay. Whatever time you want to, you know, get on earlier, the better. Probably around 10 or 11 Central Time. My time is cool.
Okay, that's perfect. That's perfect. That is perfect, man. Yeah, because yeah, she tried to get through these finals and shit. So I was like, well, shit, okay. So I told her that's cool.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Okay, well, cool, man. Shoot, that's what's up.
So what's up with MD? Was he on here? Cause
Man, you just missed
I
him.
didn't get on until a couple of me. I just got on like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, you missed him. He actually got off like maybe 10 minutes before you got on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He said I guess he gotta wake up early, man. But yeah, MD was on here, man. You know, shit.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't want to throw the direction of the show off. I was just watching a little bit of the information. I was just getting back into the crib and just seeing some of the information going on in the Sudan. But I know y'all talking about the debate. So the debate, as far as the next debate. Now, who debates next? It's tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow it's gonna be Scheme and KOT. That should be real good because you know they were the split champions last season, so they got a grudge match. That's a grudge match tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, not really a grudge match, but you know, like I said, they both were supposed to face each other last year for the championship. So yeah, that's gonna be good, man. Jim Ham and Jafet exists. I think that's the thing, and y'all know the position Scheme is taken. So yeah, I guess KLT got to prove their existence. So yeah, that should be good, man.
Oh, you know what? Also, okay, that's what I wanted to ask the brother GGA. I asked in the comments, I think last week. I wanted to ask the brother. I think he said he was in a branch of Sufism.
Yeah.
And what I wanted to ask, what I know that's like the mystic side, if I'm not mistaken. What made you kind of go towards that way as far as in Sufism?
You know, I come up on the I got into Islam through Khalid Muhammad. I like Khalid Muhammad when I was, when I was younger, when I was getting into knowledge and information. And then I started looking into Elijah Muhammad and I loved them teachings, man. And obviously I was practicing Sunniism, right? But then, I keep hearing this slavery and I didn't like the way that they're trying to, most Sunnis trying to get you, trying to disrespect all of our old, all our, you know, like Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm X, and, you know, just claiming Malcolm X and just claiming, you know what I mean? And it just irritates
Okay.
me. Been pro-black, you know what I mean? I've always been pro my black people, you see what I'm saying? So
Right.
that kind of, because of the way that they were trying to, you know, saying, oh, this is haram, me caring about my people. But I'm like, hold on. But look how my people are treated. Look how the white man treats my people, but what? We just gotta let it go. You know what I mean? And not discuss it. You know, like Muslims, you know, especially the one non-black Muslims, they don't like hearing about slavery and they don't like to hear the black people's complaints and stuff. And I'm just saying these people are not my type of people, man. See what I'm saying? So I'm looking at Elijah Muhammad's teaching, I'm saying that fits Sufism. And that's why, I started looking into Sufism, and that's, my branch, you know what I mean? And I can keep my culture and all them way there. Not to say that you can't keep your culture in Islam, but that most of them Sunnis, they don't read the Quran. They don't read the
Oh,
Hadith.
okay.
Supposed to read. There's mainly layman's you're gonna get into arguments with. Layman Sunnis.
Oh, okay.
Like they think they
I know
know
it's a
something.
brother.
They think they
I
know
know it's,
something, but they don't know nothing. Go on.
yeah, my bad. I know it's a brother out there in the UK, usually at Hyde Park, dark skinned Nation of Islam brother, bald headed guy. I forgot his name, but
Leo.
is it Leo Muhammad?
Yeah. No, I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
Farrakhan though. I don't like. I think Farrakhan and his Nation of Islam. Now, 'cause I would have been a Nation of Islam. I would be in a Nation of Islam if it weren't for I don't. I think Farrakhan is leading the people astray, and he ain't adhering to the original teachings of Elijah Muhammad, the Honorable Elijah
Oh, okay.
Muhammad. So I can't. And then he took the people into Scientology, and you know what Scientology is? You have to give that they put you on this dialysis machine where they make you tell the truth. They make you tell them your darkest, deepest secrets. You see what I'm saying? Now they
Yeah, I
had it,
read up on Scientology.
yeah. And then when you read up on, well, you find there's lots of cases in Scientology itself where people have tried to leave and then they use their personal stuff to blackmail them to keep them in there. So, when you're taking people, see, if I know all your secrets, yeah, I've got an element of power over you, especially if you don't know nothing about me. You're just telling me you're just confiding all your bit, and then they say, well, only certain professionals, people who know how to use the machine can they have certain people who are trained to take to learn your business, or you to tell them all your, because they put you on a lie detector machine, and they say that when you can go through, you've forgiven yourself once you go up on the lie detector machine and see if you can say for example, you killed a man. When you can go on the lie detector machine, yeah, and say you say, oh well, I didn't kill that person. I didn't kill that person, and the machine says you're telling the truth. That means you've forgiven yourself. So it's a way of making sure that to keep on. They will keep on talking you through it, but obviously it's on your conscious because it comes up in the lie detector. Basically, you tell them your deepest secrets, but once your body, once you the lie detector doesn't detect that you're lying about it, basically, that means you've actually forgiven yourself. If you know what I mean, it's crazy. I know
Yeah,
it's crazy. Did you know that?
yeah. I read up on them. I read
Okay,
up
so
on them.
you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying, and that means you know what I'm saying. It's
Yeah,
true.
absolutely. They're trying to get to it's like a concept called clear. Trying to get
Clear,
clear all your deepest,
right?
darkest secrets, and trying to get rid of some of
The guilt.
the harm, so to speak, yeah, in your life, some of the trauma and different things. So I mean, the most famous one, as we all know, or the world know, Tom Cruise and John Travolta. I think I forgot who else, but it's a lot of people with a lot of money. They into it as well. So
Right. But I
You
think
know, it is what it is.
I think it's just lies to get numbers because I believe that those guys, because I believe it's just to get a man like me. They're just trying to get numbers. That's why you got these guys endorsing it. Because probably if I was in the Scientology, I would never see John Travolta a day in my life. He's just there to advertise the church. You see what I'm saying? And Will Smith and all them. They're just there to they might be getting some money from these guys who run it. Because you know what I mean? Even if they are in it, they're not gonna play with their business. You see what I'm saying? They just want to get a man like me because they're like church, innit? So, you give all your tithes to the one person. That's why this is a organization actually, Scientology. They got $1 billion organization. You know that?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
they and
absolutely. Yeah.
they may not even have 1 million followers. They probably got about 500,000 followers or something. They ain't in the millions. So this is, and then Farrakhan's got them into there. That's ultimate control. Now I've never heard of any cases where they're blackmailing people with their information, but he now knows a whole load of stuff on the members if they go through the Dianetics. Any member now, that means you're going to be telling this man or whoever he's making to run things, you're going to be telling them all your business, all your personals, and you have to trust that person don't expose you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They could get your money. Imagine now you want to leave or something, and he's saying, "Well, brother, you've been through a lot with me. Just little thing buzzwords can just it'll make me paranoid, especially if I did some illegal stuff and they want to know all that. They're gonna ask you all that. They're gonna ask you if you're homosexual. They're gonna ask you if you've killed anyone. You see what I'm saying? When they see something funny come up, they're gonna ask more questions and get it out of you, and then you see what I'm saying, try and work with you, but you know what I mean? The Scientology, the white one, right? The group. I heard that one of the men, he must have cheated on his wife, and they were threatening him to tell his wife. And the man said it was on a documentary, and he said, "Raw, he was scared because him and he didn't want to lose his house and his marriage and that." You see what I'm saying? They were blackmailing him to stay there and pay his tithes.
Yeah. I look at a lot of groups. That's why I'm usually careful when I'm on here. Certain things that I say. That's one thing I don't like about, like you say, with this technology that we do have, because somebody can clip something and run with it. So I'm not too fond of that. But I mean, it is what it is. So it's cameras and different devices, recording everywhere. So I mean, it is what it is. You just got to use wisdom.
Yeah, well,
But I kind of
Mhm.
go ahead.
No, I was saying the Nation of Islam, they want to know your deepest secrets now. You know what I mean? That ties you in. That's all the way tied. Unless you don't care about what you've exposed, you have to have a clean heart to go there and come out. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't got nothing big that you don't want no one to know. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because imagine the embarrassing things that they have on some of the members. The embarrassing stuff. You know what I mean? The embarrassing things that have come up on some of the people in the nation. They probably found out a man's been cheating on his wife, and they're gonna find all of that out. And we know that people ain't perfect. They're gonna ask you if you cheated on your wife. Are you gay? It could be a brother in there who's gay. Well, he came up gay on the machine, and then they're trying to work with him through it, and he might be scared to leave because he don't want that coming up. You know what I mean? Or he cheated on his wife with her mom, and they're gonna find that out, right? They're gonna find that out, and then they can hold that over his head. It's dangerous, and that's what the government wants from us as well, with the internet and stuff like that. That's what I said. Now it's way worse, man. They even they want homosexuality to be taught to our children, brother. all the video games are about killing. Like the best video game that these kids are playing are video games where they're killing people. Back in the day, there wasn't video games to corrupt the youth into murder. You see what I'm saying? Even in our time, there was an age rating, like they couldn't show sex after a certain time. Now they can do whatever they want. You know, well, it's available all year, all day, all year round.
Mm-hmm.
I used to get porno magazines, and I would ask someone to get it for me, someone who looked old enough when I was little, when I was younger. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's just on the phones now. You could just, it ain't. That's why it's hard for our parents nowadays. You got a lot more challenges, definitely a lot more challenges. I think.
Look, me and my friends, yeah, it would, in my school, yeah, it was a bit like we was 12 and someone might have a porno mag and we'll be going crazy over it and it would be a big thing. Imagine we had internet phones and just watching porn. It would have been madness. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have no more sperm by the time I hit 20. I probably wouldn't have no more children, bro. I'm telling you. Gave me this shit when I was 10, 8, 7. You couldn't give me that
Hell
shit
no.
7, bro.
Hell no.
Oh my gosh. I would have probably had kids early. You know what I mean? Before I was 16. It'd have been a mad one, bro. If I had this technology when I was a little youth, man. And I always wanted to know about sex. If my friends used to tell me if there was a program, I went to a boys' school, and a man would say, "Yeah, that program's got a lot of sex, is it?" I'll watch it in the night. If the man then would say, "Yo, there's a sex program coming on, is it? What time? 9 o'clock." Boom, man's watching it. You see what I'm
Now,
saying?
how do you deal with that as far as, I mean, I don't know if you have, my kids are older now, they both in their 20s, but do you think, as far as like from a religious standpoint, a lot of people there say, and just for responsibility purposes as well, for kids or teenagers not to have uh, kids, right? So how do you deal with that as far as human nature? Because all of our bodies change, all of us go through, a changing. So is it realistic
Right.
for kids and teenagers to be completely abstinent? Is that realistic?
Yeah, it's realistic, bro. You don't you say your child was you got sons or daughters.
Both.
Okay, imagine your daughter come back to you, she's 12 and she's pregnant. Or you hear that she's even having sex regularly.
Hmm.
Because the schools are gonna teach them from the age of 5 about homosexual sex. And then the porn's so accessible. I realized that I can't control my children. My children be doing things. I've heard my children doing things that I've not taught them in my household. Like I don't feed my children sweets and stuff. Only on special occasions. Right?
You don't feed them sweets?
No, I don't give them chocolates. Only on special occasions, like it's their birthday or if I take them out somewhere, just so they can try everything. Because I try to keep them healthy, right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
but then the other day I find out that they're going to their friend's house or their auntie's house, and they're eating a bag of sweets and all type of chocolate and that. You see what I'm saying? So I know that I can't. While I'm there around me, I can control it. But when they go out, there's nothing that we can do. You see what I'm saying? That they could be watching porn and stuff like that. I don't know, but they can't do it around me. Will let me see it. And I've told him against it, you know what I mean? Just like I told him about the sweets. You see what I'm saying? But I probably wouldn't listen. I wouldn't listen when I was a kid neither. Just one of them
Right.
ones. You gotta know yourself. They just gotta grow up. But at least they know I did tell them, innit? That's the best I can do.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I definitely don't agree with certain things, but then I look at myself. That's why I was just kind of going back to with the religious aspect. Me and my buddy, we was having a conversation about this. It's like, we would say certain things was a sin, but we was doing it as well. You know what I'm saying? We was in high school, or, you know,
Yeah,
college.
but
I didn't finish. I didn't finish, but I'm just like, okay, so if you in it from a religious aspect or primarily from a religious aspect, and you telling your kids when 18, 19. I mean, is it realistic to tell a young lady, a man, or a young man when they go to college? I mean, do we really think if I guess what I'm getting at, if we're saying that sex is a sin in hell, we'll all be dead, or you're gonna go to a place of punishment before you get married.
The sex ain't a sin. It's having children. We know that an 18-year-old in this day and age and the 18-year-old 1,000 years ago, the 18-year-old 1,000 years ago is more mature because he knows once he hits 18, he's, you're going to have a child, innit? More time, people had children at 18 and, once they hit an age of, their body hit an age of maturity, right? Right? So,
Mm-hmm.
in this day, an 18-year-old, even a 30-year-old in most cases ain't really, that I've spoken to, they're not ready to have children. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot, and when you have children young, yeah, you're more likely to leave that person because you don't even know yourself. You don't even understand yourself in this society. When I was 18, I didn't understand myself. I'm 41 now. But I can say I actually thought when I was 18 I would never change again. You know what I mean? When I was 18. But these 18-year-olds today, they're not mature enough. Like, your child, innit? You know what I mean? You just don't want reason why we don't want them to have children. That's all it is. You know what I mean? We don't want there's no problem with the sex, but it's just knowing what you're doing. And if you do have a child with that mother, with that woman, can you be amicable? It could be it's careless sex. You know what I mean? And getting someone impregnated. If a man don't like a female, right? There's lots of females I could have had children with that I was, that I was having sex with, and there was a lot of females that I was having sex with that I didn't even want to have children with them. So I believe if I were to have children with those females, I would have probably, at my young reckless age at 18, right? I would have probably not looked after them. You know what I mean? Because I just don't like the mother. You see what I'm saying? And
Right. Okay. So I guess you say it's more of a accountability more than like a sin.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hear what you're saying.
I ain't got a problem with the sex. It's just if you're gonna have sex with that girl, yeah, let it be. You wanna at least you vision yourself staying with her at least, because we know even at that age it's too it's early, but a kid's gonna be strong headed in this society, and once a kid, most of these children they hit 18, they think they're man, innit? They can do whatever they want. That's technically. So you just want them to take accountability for if they do make a mistake, they're gonna be amicable because that child is gonna grow up, and that's the broken homes is why our community get looked down on, isn't it, and shunned. You see what I'm saying?
Gotcha. It's
And
the
we just
old saying.
we don't want to grow up more gang youths, boys who's in gangs and stuff, dysfunctional black men. That's why we don't, and dysfunctional black sisters too, that go on TV and show their body and show their ass to make and talk a whole load of trash in music.
Right.
Like
Right.
our sisters look like whores on the like Cardi B and these type of women here. You know what I mean? And you could tell that these women never had a good man in their life, or a good, you know what I mean, or a good mother in their life. Because my daughters would know not to be that. This is not my. If they're gonna do that, they know to cut me off. You see what I'm saying? They're not gonna be sitting up with me putting out that poison. I don't care how much money you making. You can go about it. You can make your money. I don't want you to die, or I don't want no wish, but not around me. You see what I'm saying? You can cut me off. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Gotcha.
You know what I
Blackson,
mean?
he still there? Is the brother still there? Blackson?
Right.
Yeah, like I said, I just found it, interesting from a lot of different standpoints. A lot of people, they even disown their kid. And for me, I can never see that. Me, regardless of what they believe in or something like that. I mean, I love my kids. I know a lot of people they didn't split from their families over, different religions and different, spiritual viewpoints. And I'm like,
What
for
you
me,
don't know?
no, it ain't.
You don't know any men in your life that made a woman pregnant, and because they don't like the woman, they don't even check for the children. They
Yeah,
might
for,
say,
for sure.
"Well, you gotta have a blood test." So I know niggas who say, "Yeah, she gotta have a blood test." But it's upset like, yo, you can clearly see, bro, that's your child. Nah, she gotta have a blood test because they hate the female so much. Do you see what I'm saying? That's the hate for the female. And in this country, unless the man wants to go, you can duck and dive that in this country. Because unless they can force you, a lot of women I don't think you can force a brother. These brothers I know, they haven't been forced to go and get their paternity test. I think you can do that in America, right? Can you force a man to get? Can the woman force you to get the paternity test if you're
I mean,
trying to?
if they go to court, yeah.
Right. I haven't seen it. I'm sure you could probably do it in the UK, but these sisters ain't got money. It's main, and they ain't got the money to waste to get a nigga to go and check to see if he's the father. So a lot of brothers get away with it out here. Yeah, a lot of
Dang.
I haven't heard of a woman taking a man to court to prove that he's the father of the child. And plus, even if she did that, these females did that, they ain't gonna get nothing off the brother anyway. He ain't got much anyway.
Well, they
You
had a
know?
television show. They had a television show over here in the U.S. called Maury Povich, and he
I
was
see.
doing them tests. Yeah, he did a lot of them tests and
I think that's
finding
fake.
out.
Yeah, I think he's fake, man. No Maury Povich, man. I think he was, and Jerry Springer. We know that Jerry Springer was fake.
Yeah,
Because why would you go on there every week and you know what they're gonna do? I wouldn't bring my business on. I know what you're gonna do. It's a bit Maury was cold with it because Maury would tell you, that this man's I think it was there was a man on there. Oh, he's the father. You see the man doing all types of dances and stuff like that when he finds out he ain't the father of the kid. It's a cold-hearted show, man.
yeah, absolutely.
And then when he's saying that the man cheated, he might put the man on the lie detector and ask it. That show, I believe that show was made up, man.
And you're really demeaning yourself, making a fool out of yourself in front of the world.
Yeah, man. Where are those niggas now? It's easy to pay a nigga to go on those shows, and in them times there, and America's a big place as well. I don't
Yeah,
remember all of the people. Like, if I saw I wouldn't remember anyone from them. I used to watch all that. Jerry Springer, Maury. I found that funny, and still Steve Wilkos. But as a big man now, as older, I believe that a lot of that was fake.
yeah. There's so
Maybe
many
a few of it were real.
TV shows
Yeah.
over here. I mean, it's the third biggest country, so over 300 million people. So, you probably ain't gonna see the same person twice. So,
Well, they get all the crazy ones though. It's like everyone's crazy. It's like all these men are sleeping with transgenders. Jerry Springer. Like, come on, man. You see what I'm saying? All these guys are
oh
just
yeah,
these transgenders and stuff like that. Like, it's crazy, man. It's crazy
uh,
that the way they ran that. And you know what I mean. A lot of that's an agenda, man. You know what I mean? So I don't believe none of that stuff, man. Like, not all of it. I mean, maybe some of it was probably more real in the beginning. But when it's like every time you know you're gonna get a fight, the two women are gonna start scrapping, the man them's gonna start scrapping, and the woman's cheating on him. Like, it was like none of the men were logical. Like, if my woman cheated on me, I ain't fighting the brother over it. You see what I'm saying?
yeah. I
I
hear
ain't
what you're
fighting
saying.
the brother like that. I ain't gonna fight the brother. Now, but you know, furthermore, if she brought me on TV, yeah, I probably would, just for the principle. You know what I mean? But you know, there was not one level-headed brother on there that you know what I mean, that said, you know what, she's going. You know what I mean? It's too textbook, you know. So I don't really believe
Yeah,
that shit.
I'm I'm gonna get ready to fall back in a minute. When your next debate, then, bro? Who you debate next?
Blue on what's it? Is Islam detrimental to black nationalism?
Oh, okay.
It should be interesting. I don't know of any. I don't believe that Islam's been against black nationalism. You know what I mean? I know that the Sunnis would be against it because they used to tell me, but I haven't seen them make you know, go out of their way to put some laws in place or something or anything to, you know what I mean? They never tried to say they're gonna kick me out of the fold because of my nationalistic point of view. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay.
But
Okay.
but I know that they would be against it, absolutely. But like I said, when you're saying detriment, that means, you know what I mean, you're doing something to stop it. You see what I'm saying? Everyone can disagree and agree, and yeah, most Muslims will not agree with it. Now, Sufi Muslims would agree, but Sunni Muslims definitely not. Shia Muslims, they would respect it. You know what I mean? Your black nationalism, but a Sunni definitely, yeah, the Sunnis would not like that. You see what I'm saying?
All right. For
Said
sure.
you was a Muslim.
Hey.
What type of Muslim was you, brother?
No. I was never a Muslim.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I was never a Muslim. No, I came up in the church.
Okay.
Came up in the
Share
church like many of us, and went through my little Hebrew phase, and you know,
oh,
I wasn't in no camp or nothing, but you know, just kind of those same talking points. You know, knew a lot of brothers, studied with a lot of different, you know, brothers. Knew a lot of brothers from the nation. You know, I always had a self awareness about myself, but I was pretty much through with it. You know, a few years back, as far as being like a part of, you know, any type of group. So I just do a lot of independent studying, you know, on my own.
You know, and I can understand. You know, the groups can put you off, man, because it's easy for me to turn against Islam because of the groups. But I realize that, you know, once I start reading the Quran, once I start doing the historical knowledge, these guys are actually in error. You know, so like I said, that's what I said. Most Muslims, especially Sunnis, they don't read they haven't read the Quran from start to finish. Although they read their Quran, they might read the Hadith at best, but they don't read the history around Islam. A lot of them don't read the autobiography of Prophet Muhammad or nothing like that. You see what I'm saying? They don't know
Hmm.
shit, and that's their issue. And they start reading the history, and that they'll know what they're dealing with today is in error. Because they think
Well,
by
you know what
following, you can't follow the way of the Prophet. He lived 1400 years ago. It's impossible for you to live like the Prophet in 2023. And the Prophet Muhammad never had as much vices thrown at him. He didn't have to deal with social media. You know, he didn't have to deal with the propaganda that we got to deal with against his race, like we have to deal with against us as black people. You see what I'm saying? Because a black man, he could talk the truth in front of a lot of people, not, you know, it will get knocked down if unless he's talking about some rap or some bullshit. You know what I mean?
right? So in other words, you have a more of a progressive mindset.
Oh, what's that?
You get a more progressive mindset. You're not caught caught up in what they was doing 2,000 years ago or 3,000 years ago.
Yeah, I
We
mean,
need to deal with today.
I can't apply it to now, but we
Right.
can we can we can deduce though from the Quran and the way of the Prophet Muhammad. There's a lot of things in this society. We know that he would. Look, I've spoken to certain Muslims, and they're saying, well, they can watch porn because it don't say nowhere in the Hadith or the Quran that they can't. It's haram. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot, and I believe that Prophet Muhammad would have been against that. You see what I'm saying? He would have been against the porn. The
What you think? What you think about people selling liquor or selling alcohol?
Exactly. Prophet Muhammad would have said, "Where's the integrity in that?" These bands are they're selling liquor, they're selling cigarettes in their meat shops. They're selling pork. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just find a lot of it is, it's.
But remember,
it's hard to live up to those standards in a lot of these different groups. You know what I mean? Like one group wants you to keep the Sabbath on one day, and another group keep it another day, and your wife and family can't wear this type of clothing, and you know what I'm saying? It's it is what it is. It's a totally different world we live in today.
No, I wouldn't say that those Muslims are going to hell, or they're because this is a capitalistic society, isn't it? You know what I mean? But don't go on that your hidden vow, and those Muslims, they wanna put more energy in a black man who's showing pro-black views than spend time and go and pull up these shops that are selling alcohol and cigarettes when we know it's nothing but poison. And Muslims don't do it. But why sell it in your shops? You see what I'm saying? I could allow the meat, because there's a market for it and we live in a capitalistic society. So I could allow them for selling the pork in their shops, But when it comes down to because of that, they got to make a way. Prophet Muhammad wouldn't have been against you doing business and that. But when you're dealing with the cigarettes and the alcohol, then that's the issue. Because it says in the Quran you can't eat pork if there's nothing else. You know what I mean? And if you live we live in the West, right, around Christians and stuff like that, people who eat pork. So it would be, if you want to make money, you want to feed your family and provide, you might have to. But when it comes down to the alcohol and cigarettes, that's totally haram, man. That's totally against everything, especially the alcohol, the most as well. Well, cigarettes again, but the alcohol, that's straight. But some man's drink, they get drunk and they go home and they beat up their wife, and then they say they forgot. And then the next day they say they didn't. They forgot what they did. That's how dangerous the alcohol is. You see what I'm saying?
I say all things in moderation. I don't deal with no pork, but all things in moderation. Like I say, a lot of things is unrealistic. The times that we live in. So, and then the other thing is, man, when you start reading and start gaining more knowledge, people, they want to suppress you. You know what I'm saying? They don't want you knowing more than the leader. Whatever group that you in, you become a threat. Because a lot of times people, they're used to telling somebody what the words say or what this say, and I'm reading the same book. As a matter of fact, I'm studying more than them. And, come to find out, you can gauge a person just by asking a few questions a lot of times, So once I found out that, I'm like, man, some of the brothers I was dealing with as far as, studying and researching, I'm like, what I'm listening to them for? You know what I'm saying? They ain't even putting in the work studying wise like I'm doing. So,
anyone who's if you're learning from someone or whatever, you're like that, or your priest or whatever, anyone who's trying to stop you from going above them, then that's not a good teacher. You know what I mean? That's not a good person. That's the person you need to stay away from. And that that's how it is in Christianity, because it's them tides, man. And these pastors, they're not what they claim to be.
I'm saying in all of it, in the majority, I can't say all. I don't want to make no sweeping statement, but in a great majority of all groups, it's it's like that. And then they don't want you reading outside information. I definitely had a problem with that.
Yeah, man. The Islam, the imams in the mosques now, because they dress in Islamic clothes, you might not recognize it, but when you go to their house has got everything. They got nice car, everything, things that they don't need. You know, pastors have all 4 cars. Why do you need 4 cars? And then they try to explain it. You know what I mean? It's crazy, bro. So you know these guys are just trying to make money, and they don't really care about the people. You see what I'm saying? They should be homeless. They should be feeding the homeless every day, not on Wednesday, not on Tuesday, every day. You see what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Every if they're saying that they're claiming to be Christians, and then when they know all and they would be talking against government. So that's a sure way to know that whatever really spiritual center that you're at, and they don't talk about these politicians and the wickedness that's going on in your country, then you know that, man, you know that person's a false prophet, man.
So you don't believe in, so you don't deal with no politics then? You don't believe in voting or anything?
Well, it's based upon our experience with these devils, man. These Europeans, man, they're liars. And now their own people are recognizing that they're liars. That's why you got all these these white conspiracy guys. They're realizing that they're wicked and they've been lying for years, bro. Shit. We as black people already knew. But you know, from when we was on a plantation. And because, you know, through the time and propaganda and TV, we kind of went, you know what I mean? And you know, white people say, "No, you're just being crazy," and you know, some of our black people making it. You see what I'm saying? Like Jay-Z, he talk about how much money he's got, but he ain't gonna talk about the poor people. He ain't gonna talk about the mothers who are struggling with a bag of children and no man in the house. He ain't gonna talk about that. What he gonna tell you about is people hating on him and stuff like that. And he deserves all the hate that goes his way.
Why is that?
Because you're a billionaire, right? You talk about the gentrification, how we should do this and black people should do that. But why don't you help some black people, bro? Why don't you put some black people on? Not even put black people. Why don't you build some? Why don't you? If you're a billionaire, there's a lot that you can do, bro, with $1 million. So if he's a billionaire, he could take $1 million of his money and do a whole lot of good for black people, or even
But
people in general. He didn't have to do nothing for black. He could just do it for anybody. For some poor people who are less fortunate. There's a lot of people in America less fortunate. You know what I mean? People with you know, disabilities and all sorts that he could be doing. You know what I mean?
well, you know, it's an old saying that says if a person want to change the world, they got to change themselves first. So I stopped looking at people that have, you know, more riches than me and worry about what I'm doing, you know, myself and my local you know, my local community and my family. Because when it comes down to it, we don't know what these people are doing, and it's a lot of billionaires and millionaires that do give back. And a lot of times they do it in secret. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't want to be out there, be put out there. So I kind of stopped casting. Now, this is just me. I ain't trying to put it on you, but I just stopped casting judgment upon people because I just read an article. I didn't realize Rock Nation and Jay-Z, they had filed a lawsuit on Mississippi on the prison system down there, on Parchment prisons, you know, because of the conditions down there. And then I read a couple of other things, you know, since his name had came up. So I kind of stopped saying so much. I mean, whatever people doing with their money, that's them. I look at myself.
Rock Nation did something for they what's it? Rock Nation and the prisons. From my knowledge, yeah, those record labels have they have invested into the prisons. The whole the music industry, them record executive, especially is it
Uh-huh.
Ivor B? I know he's got investments in the prison system. A lot of those them record industries have investments. You know, the top guys, these demons, they got investments in the prison industry. You see what I'm saying?
that's just the way of the world. It's like I wouldn't join those, or get into that industry, or I would tell my kids to shy away from that. But the fact of the matter is that we live in this world. It's going to be good and bad and everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
but the
it's like
world,
it's really nowhere.
the
Go ahead. I'm
world.
sorry.
No, I was saying that the world can be good, brother. It's not. It doesn't have to be bad. It doesn't have to be bad, bro. Like we got all the technology. I mean, we got lots of technology that can be used if it was being used to do good. It should be
Hmm.
used good. This technology is not. They can make organic food, yeah, but then there's still people. They can make genetically modified foods, right? Right, but they
Hmm.
but there's still people going to bed with no food in their bed, even in
That was
America.
another.
Okay,
Yeah, that was another thing that kind of steered me away to kind of go independent and have like a more of a humanistic thought.
and brother,
As far as
you might be doing well now, and you might say, "Well, I don't give a fuck about the homeless," but trust me, as these prices, as he keeps on bumping up the prices on everything, yeah, it's just a matter of time. Obviously, the rich people, they're away wherever they are. They got bodyguards many of the time, at the time. So those poor people, when they're hungry and they can't get no food, yeah, it's a matter of time before they take it on people, the middle class or people with money that they can see, the wealth that they can
right.
see around them, because the rich people, they're away wherever they are. They got their houses hidden off in the fields here, and you know what I mean. So
Yeah, and I didn't say I didn't care about them. I care
no,
about
no, you don't. But I'm
people.
saying people might not care about them. But like I said, like if you live in Cali and you live near Skid Row, and
Uh,
the prices and stuff like that, I would be paranoid that it's a matter of time before, if they keep putting up the prices and these people on Skid Row can't eat, there's bad weather, nowhere to stay. It's a matter of time before they come to my house to look for food. You got people buying up, storing a whole load of food. But if the system did shut down, right, for example, what, you're gonna keep all your food and your drink in your house for yourself? You know what I mean?
right.
And there's people starving if you're the only one with food.
So I mean, um, some people have a pessimistic, outlook on the world. Some people have an optimistic outlook on the world. So I tend to look at it through a more optimistic lens. I know when I was caught up in religion, I was more pessimistic and doom and gloom.
Yeah,
So
I don't think they'll ever do that anyway. I don't think they'll ever, I don't think that the beast will ever, make it that level. But what he's trying to do is make us eat bugs. So he's trying to change the meat supply. That's why he's
wait a
shutting
minute,
down,
wait a
huh?
minute. You say trying to eat what?
He wants us to eat bugs in the future. Probably in another 5 years, a lot of our meat, and he's got 3D meat and stuff like that he's coming out with. So, you know what I mean?
What type of bugs you referring to?
Cockroaches, ants.
Oh,
They do that
okay.
in Asia. Most of our meat's gonna be that. It's gonna have some insect. It probably has them things in our food right now, but in the future, that's what he's gonna get us eating. Bug burgers and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Okay.
He's gonna tell us that it's good for the earth and the environment.
Oh, okay.
You didn't know that, bro? Well, it's the first you know that, bro. That's the future, man. He's gonna make us eat bugs.
They're gonna make us eat bugs.
There ain't gonna be nothing else there.
That's interesting.
Yeah. That's the future, man. He's already telling us that bugs can, us eating bugs is good for the earth, and that's a load of rubbish, though. That's a load of rubbish. You see what I'm saying? But that's
Well,
what he.
would eating bugs be better than killing cows?
No, because those foods, you're not designed to eat those foods, and you keep eating
Oh,
those
okay.
foods, you're gonna take on some of the neurology of it. because they're ants. It's not like food. Even food, you take on some of the neurology of it because of the blood.
So do you eat chicken?
Yeah, I eat meat.
No, I was just asking, like poultry and meat. Have you ever seen any documentaries how they put those chickens in those coops and they gas them or kill them, and so
Yeah.
so you taking on some of that personality right now, then?
Yeah. We're taking on some of the trauma, definitely. Definitely. It affects us in different ways, though, isn't it? You see what I'm saying? We definitely taking it, but I'm saying with them ants and stuff, it's gonna be, the neurology is gonna be funny now. We're gonna be eating that, though, telling how some of us are gonna act. You see what I'm saying? There's no telling eating them
Mm.
foods.
Now, from your concept and your beliefs, do you believe everybody has to be converted before the Mahdi comes back or Messiah comes back?
Nah. When the Lord
Okay.
comes back, a lot of us are gonna are gonna wake up, bro. That some people are gonna need to see the Lord before they change. But some people, because they're gonna do a Project Bluebeam, some people will fight against the Lord, not knowing that, because the beast, he's gonna stage one first. He's gonna stage one first. He's gonna tell you that these that there's a UFO. Soon he's gonna tell you. I just showed what's his name. The Pentagon said last week, about a month ago, that they believe that there's they've seen sightings of a mothership in our solar system.
Mm-hmm.
And it says in the Quran, that the devil is gonna poke his head up in the heavens, and we shoot, and he said that but Allah shoots a firing, keeps on shooting a fire projectile, and the devil goes back in the earth. That seems to me that the Quran's talking about, type of ships or whatever. You see what I'm saying?
But you know what else the Pentagon is saying, good God alone? They're saying that Zelensky's winning the war. So but the Pentagon papers, leaked it. The shit came out. The truth about that,
But didn't you see last year when the Pentagon, they did that like an hour and a half? I watched it, and they were talking about all the sightings when they released all the unclassified information that they've been unidentified ships. Last year they did that big conference. Didn't you see that? We should go into that and talk about that, Black Sun. Yeah, we'll go do a show, and I'll bring that to you, and I want to see what you lot got to say about it,
Okay.
because obviously you ain't watching these things. Now
I
you
mean,
said you don't listen to the Pentagon though.
no. They just arrested somebody. They just arrested somebody for releasing actual classified documents of what's really going on in Ukraine. I mean, I already knew it, and people here already knew it, that Ukraine is losing the war. Now it's documented that the government knows we're losing the war, but still seeing money over there to the Zelensky. And Zelensky is pocketing the money. And they're selling arms to goddamn Africa right now.
It was a 21-year-old kid. It was a 21-year-old kid that they just arrested.
That's him. Yep. That's him. Yep. That's him. Yep.
A 21-year-old kid for what?
Leaking documents.
For leaking documents about Russia selling weapons to Africa.
Not just that, it was classified documents on various topics.
But what's the Africans going to do with those? What countries in Africa? What are those African countries going to do?
I mean, you can sell it for currency. You can sell weapons for currency.
What?
Weapons are the new currency.
I mean, if you got the money to buy it, but those African countries can't feed themselves. They're going through big boy poverty. Like, I would like to know what countries are buying weapons. I know that they do a lot of trading, because they're saying that a lot of African countries are struggling for food right now, because they usually buy their maize and wheat from Russia. I mean, you're Africa. You got all this fertile land, and you're buying wheat and different things and flour from Russia. Why? Because these leaders over in Africa are corrupt, man.
Well,
You know what I mean?
you familiar with
Don't blame the African people, bro. It's not the African, it's their leaders.
Right, absolutely, I agree. You're not gonna get no disagreement with me on that. But again, like, okay, so you've heard of Boko Haram, right?
I don't respect Boko Haram. They work for the Europeans.
But the point is, no. But the point is, they got top-notch equipment. That's what I'm pointing to.
Oh
They have top-notch equipment. They have top-notch grenade launchers. They have goddamn Lexuses, like Lexus Jeeps. They have fucking the top-notch AK-47s. They have top-notch equipment. I don't agree with Boko Haram either. I'm just saying that where are they getting this money for so somebody must have gave it to them, but apparently that equipment is like money over there.
Absolutely. I mean,
that's all I'm saying. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Don't you think it's someone American, the Bushes? Because them type of weapons only in America, man. You can see from even the army fatigues that the Boko Haram wear, and Al Qaeda. There's a lot of American stuff wearing guns and weapons.
Well, just like in Afghanistan, they left all them weapons behind, and they left all this cash behind. They ditched the cash and took the weapons.
Who told them to leave the weapons?
No. They took the weapons. They left the money behind. They didn't even touch the money. They left I think it was over $83 billion in cash, and they left all the weapons. They took the weapons, left the money.
Is that what America left there, or Boko Haram took that?
No, not no. This is not Boko. This is Afghanistan. Afghanistan, but Biden pulled out our troops, and before they pulled out, they left all this goddamn military equipment. They grabbed the military equipment.
They left the military equipment. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but see, that's money. Military equipment is the new currency. That's the money.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean, absolutely. I mean, look, it costs. I looked up the other day there. I saw the other day, furthermore, that it costs $700 million for 10 stealth bombers.
Yeah.
That's what American pay for a stealth bomber.
Right.
I
was trying to show that in my debate versus KOT, but everybody, I guess, they present it right. But yeah, I was trying to explain that America's not going to fall because our currency is weapons. Our currency is warfare. Our currency is killing. Killing is our business, and business is good. I said that during the debate, but it went over everybody's head. I said, well, I lost this debate because they're not going to. They either going to get it, they're not going to get it. And they didn't get it, so it is what it is. But no, America is built on warfare. That's why I show people like, why is he showing Hitler? Why is he showing World War II? I'm showing the evolution of warfare, but people didn't get it. And I was like, oh well, I tried, but yeah, basically, our military is continuing. When you talk about evolution, it continues to evolve. When you talk about those robots, the military gets it first. So we don't care. I don't care what banks fall, this fall, that fall. No, the military is going to continue. And I showed a separate economy, but it went over. It went overhead, so I was like, "Go ahead," So I didn't trip it. But yeah, that's our new currency. It's weaponry. Weaponry is something that you can sell around the world. It's just as valuable as gold and silver. Weapons. What is universal from China to Singapore to Africa to Chile to Spain to Siberia? Weapons. Everybody knows how to pull the trigger. Everybody knows how to load the weapons. It's universal.
If they bring in, every time there's a war, they bring in a new age.
Yeah, absolutely.
Technological age.
That's
so
right.
I believe if there is a World War III, and this could last 30 years, 20 years, because Vietnam lasted for about, that was in the 40s, isn't it? And it went up until the 70s. So that was like 30 years, isn't it? The Vietnam War.
Right.
When they first started messing with them. So this could go on for maybe another 20 to 30 years. You know what I mean?
Well, after World War II, we stopped claiming those. Like, look at the Korean War, like, say, the Vietnam War, look at Afghanistan, look at Kuwait. We don't claim wars anymore. We just do them through proxies. Of course, Ukraine and Russia. We just do proxies now. We don't even claim wars. But look how many wars after World War II we even had, but we ain't claimed. We keep saying occupation. We keep saying, I don't know. We keep making up all these different names, but they're fucking wars. But we don't call them wars no more. We call them occupations. We call them damn, what's the other?
Storm.
Yeah, Desert Storm. Yeah, Operation. And we got all these weird names for them now. They're wars. They're wars at the end of the day. And they're major wars, hell. They're major wars, man. But, now because it's not a world war, we're not going to claim it. We're only going to claim a world war, now. And we finally got a war with Russia, and we're not even claiming that. We're not even saying,
I think, if they do have a World War III, right, it would, and they have it, and once it finishes, they're just going to roll out robots all over the place.
Right.
Roll out AI and say, I think we're better off running things with AI. Remember this as well. When they say that the AI is all super intelligent, it's learning more and more, and we can't remember, it's all about that program. So when they try to tell you, robots are getting this, they're going to tell you about sentinel mindset. That these are like a sentinel. There's a name that they call it for the AI becoming super intelligent. It's a sentinel. Let me type in sentinel.
You're talking about a sentinel being.
They said sentient something.
Yeah.
AI sentient. Let me see.
Hey, Blackson, you fear AI?
Do I fear?
Of
No.
course, I do.
I don't.
Yeah, brother, it's all about that program. Who's behind these robots? That's the issue. Because they're telling you how smart AI is getting and stuff like that. And in some cases, if you watch Elon Musk will even say that AI is gonna end up taking over mankind in the future. They show you in TV programs, bro. You know what I mean? They're gonna do that. You see what I'm saying? And I believe they're gonna do that from World War III. They're gonna do enough, and then they're gonna give it over to AI because they're gonna say that we're safer with AI running things. But they're gonna go on like the elites are gonna go on like everything's being done by AI and they can't stop AI. But it ain't AI. It's the way they've programmed these machines.
So good.
So
How's World War III going to go down?
What?
How's World War III going to go down?
Well, a lot of people don't believe in it. A lot of people don't believe in it. This. So if they don't get us with this, they, like I said, Project Bluebeam. If they don't get us with this, but you see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So yeah, they're saying that AI are sentient. That means that they're gonna have would need to be able to think, perceive. Yeah. So after a while, they're trying to say that they're getting sentient mind. That means they're getting super intelligent where they want to be human and they start to recognize things. But like I said, it's the way they've programmed these things. Like we can never get fooled with them saying that, because they're going to try and tell us that AI has got a mind of their own. Let me tell you something. You see the trans agenda? The trans agenda is just so that we accept robots in society. Because when they make these robots, as I said about sex robots and robot helpers, some men are going to be marrying they want to make robots very lifelike. Even in Nigeria, they made a robot that looks very lifelike.
Right.
Yeah, they want to make these robots very lifelike to where you want to, some people are going to marry their robots and have them as companions and stuff. But just like in the films, bro. Dude, what they show you in Hollywood, is there's a name for it. There's a name for what they do in these films. It's to desensitize you to the future. Predictive programming. So they keep on showing you things. It's like Star Trek. They showed us the iPad. A lot of us knew how to use this technology before they even brought it. Like we knew how to use mobile phones before they even had mobile phones out. Why? Because we be seeing it in their cartoons. If you know, when I was young when I'm Star Trek and other things like that. They had the mobile phone and the iPad in Captain Kirk back in the 60s, 70s, bro.
Right.
So they're already telling us how to use this stuff. And then all this Neuralink, you see it in Marvel. All these things that attach to your brain and you can do things, and you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They got that, you know, so we know what's you know, but they're trying to tell us the AI are gonna be, but we've got to remember and not be fooled that it's the program. That's why I will never go in them autonomous cars, bro. I will never go. You never catch me in a car that if I'm not in control of them.
Right.
Yeah, or the person ain't drive. I'm not gonna go into. I'm gonna try my best anyway, because I might not be able to avoid it. But I'm gonna try my best until I die. Yeah, I'm gonna try my best not to go in. No car's gonna just drive me without me being in control of it.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? Because you
You know,
never
just
know.
remind me.
Cars. You see when they're making them autonomous cars. Yeah, you could buy one of them, the Teslas, right? How you know it ain't got a program set for the 25th of December 2026 for it to malfunction on that day. If you drive it on that day, you can't die. They could do them things, you know.
Right.
And that's why I don't trust none of it, bro. I don't know I don't know who Ford is. I don't know who Tesla is. I don't know who made me and Tesla ain't no friends. I need to know the programmer for me to trust.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
And
you,
I guarantee when they make robot police, the robot police are gonna be racist. And they're gonna admit to us, yeah. Let me tell
oh
you,
man,
they're gonna admit to us in the
oh
future
man.
that robots, yeah, they're gonna admit to us in the future that robots are racist. I'm telling you.
You know I gotta ask. I ain't gonna
oh, 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 I don't mean to laugh, bro.
I'm telling you, bro.
Hell no. Hell no. Man, I ain't heard that one, boy. I done heard a lot of stuff, boy.
Yeah.
But you know what this remind me of? This remind me of when I first started my career and back in the early part of the 2000s, late 90s. And a lot of people saying, man, Y2K is happening. It's going to erase all your bank accounts. And, you know, this was going to occur. And I remember I even had a couple of coworkers tell me, I'm not getting direct deposit. I don't want the government in my business. I just said, okay. What you got? You gonna have cell phones. The next 15 years, everybody gonna have electric cars. They already passed that in California and New York.
Yep.
You know, it's just a sign of the times. It's just progression. We don't live in horse and buggy. You know, I'm to the mindset, hey, if it's gonna make my commute faster, I'm all for it. It's gonna make my life easier. I ain't tripping.
No, Bizzle, I tried my best. When the mobile phones came out, yeah, I tried my best to stay away from them. But no, I didn't try my best to stay away from mobiles. I tried my best to stop to deal with the MP4s and stuff. I did get a mobile phone when they first came out. I did go and purchase one when I could. I had a mobile phone at 16, you know, but I'm saying I did try to stay away from you know, the MP3s and wireless earphones and stuff like that. You see, I did
Right.
try my best. I know I said to you, I might not be able to. I'm gonna try my best until I die to never make a car, you know, go in those automated cars and let it drive me where I need to go. I have to be in control of that car, or I'm not dealing with it.
But
I'm
check
gonna
this
try
out.
my best. I'm gonna try my best.
But check this out. I was of the same mindset even when they first introduced Uber and these different type of things. I said I would never get into a vehicle with a person I don't know, right? I haven't had to take it much, but guess what? I was out late, had to call. Hey, went right to that phone, dialed up that Uber.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a lot of things. You know what I mean? It's a lot of things that could scare us, and I think a lot of this is it deals with how much news and how many movies we watch too. I'm still trying to make a connection between, is there some type of connection between people that like Marvel comics and cults? So I don't know if there's any connections to that, but I know a lot of people that's bugged out. They watch a lot of Marvel and high tech stuff and always looking in the skies and stuff.
Yeah.
That stuff's real, bro. A lot of that stuff is ancient gods. A lot of that is Greek gods and futuristic stuff that they want to push in the future. It's predictive programming. But a lot of those stories like Superman and that, they got them stories from like the Titans, stories from the Greeks, where they talk about gods or giants that could do all types of craziness. A lot of that
What's your thoughts on that, Blackson? What's your thoughts on that? You think there's any connection with that, like the type of news and movies that we watch?
I think there is. I think
predictive programming. Yeah, I mean, based upon ancient history, when you read these ancient stuff, they talk about people that had, even in Egypt, ancient Egypt, they talk about the gods being able to fly and do all types of stuff, and in the Greek as well. They talk about the Titans, and they had a fight against God in heaven, and God destroyed the planet, destroyed like one third of the people on the earth. You know what I mean? The floods, it was caused because the giants were, they started breeding with man, and the Lord didn't like it, and he flooded the whole planet. According to these, ancient books, and according to the Bible. So, I mean, yeah, I tend to believe it because obviously, I believe that the planet is like millions of years old. You know what I mean?
right. And
So
not only
I
this,
believe those stories. I tend to believe those. But you see, they will say it's myth. But like I said, I don't believe that those myths, those they say folklore myths, I believe they were real.
right. So to answer your question, I mean, they're proving it on a smaller scale. I mean, people that listen to hip hop, they really think you got to go to jail and you got to shoot up this person. That look at the lifespan of a damn rapper. So that definitely transferred over to like Marvel movies and fucking. I mean, think about this. Every time there's like a shooter, you always got a copycat shooter. You know what I'm saying? Shooting up a school. So yeah, I definitely, you ain't got to look that far. And, you can, like I said, just look at the rappers and shit from each other. The drill music. Hell, they got it over in UK now.
Right.
Drill artists, man, is not that long, man. Atlanta at one point was known as the graveyard city for rappers. They come to Atlanta and get shot up. I'm just like, dude, this shit is.
It's in Africa too.
Yep, Africa too, yeah.
It's in Jamaica too. They got some trap in the Caribbean too, bro. They
Right.
got trap in the Caribbean.
But
They got a different name for it. Drill. No, they call it drill. They call it drill over here. Was it drill?
Yeah.
Was it drill?
well, UK, y'all got UK drill. Drill come out of Chicago,
They call it drill over
and
here.
now, UK adapted, and the UK is like, shit, we got our own drill. Shit, fuck it. Just like we got our own Crips, we got our own Bloods. Like I didn't even know you guys like in the prison system had like Crips and Bloods like in Birmingham. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, man. I said,
Oh yeah, I mean they got that straight from America, man.
Yeah, man. Oh, I know. Yeah, they
But in London too. I had a little brother who was part of one. But you see, they got it a lot from that Jim Jones stuff. Because my little brothers, they were part of one of them gangs called Bloodset. They used to always listen to Jim Jones and that hip hop music.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's where they got it from, man.
Right.
Yeah, they say they're Bloods and holding up, and you got other ones, Crip Set. Man, these guys got crazy. I mean, these young boys, I mean, they gone crazy. But I was into all that West Coast. When I was young, and I started, Tupac and that. We was doing all that West Coast, saying, yeah, I'm repping the East Coast. We was saying he's repping the West. Man, this stuff, you know what I mean? we let this American stuff make us go crazy. You know what I mean?
And like I said, it's that frequency, man. Like I said, they see the damn rap video, and they especially if you like I said over in Africa, Caribbean, and the UK, they take that shit serious. They take that shit serious, bro. Not saying that we do the same thing here, but at some extent we know that it's just entertainment. But shit, you can't tell that the different generation. You know what I'm saying? So
You got to understand as well. The only positive, well, it seems like positive, but the only time we would see black people with money or in a, what we would see as power, it was the hip hop guys from America. Snoop,
yeah,
Tupac, and stuff like. Even in being in the UK, because hip hop weren't really big in the UK them times at all. Like reggae, not even reggae, but it was more from Jamaica. But yeah. In terms of hip hop, there was no real big British artists. Like I said, my first introduction to hip hop was from American
right,
hip hop.
yeah,
Even though I grew up on reggae and stuff like that, but when it came to hip hop, and there was British rappers, but like I said, a lot of them, they were underground or they weren't mainstream.
right, yeah.
No, someone who is a hip hop head, a real hip hop head, he will know British art. I'm not a hip hop. I'm not a big. I only know the mainstream guys. I grew up to the mainstream Tupac, Biggie, and all them guys. My introduction. But like a hip hop head out here, he will know all the British artists.
Yeah.
But now, British, it's got its own. They're promoting it worldwide now. The British hip hop stuff. So, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It is. It's definitely global. Definitely, definitely global. I'm gonna get ready to wrap it up. It was good breaking bread with y'all brothers.
Oh man.
Good man, peace.
Yeah, man.
Peace to you, Blackson, man. I'm gonna go now, man. Good
I know it's late there. Hey man, get your rest, man. Everybody get y'all rest. And we gonna be on the tomorrow. Yeah.
Hey, Blackson,
what's up?
Hey, don't
you know what I was going.
If I tease you, man.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, it's no problem, man. We good, man. What happened to me? I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say I was thinking about it doing the debate when I was listening in. I said I was thinking about with today being April 15th. Jackie Robinson, he broke the color line in baseball, and I just thought it would have maybe been an interesting. It may not have been for a lot of people, but I've had conversations in the past. People have said, what did that hurt the black economy and black baseball, or did it help, the black players in baseball? Because that basically once he crossed over and broke the color line, basically that was the demise of the Negro League.
Right. Oh yeah. Damn. See that's a damn deep discussion we can have because it's pros and cons on both sides. It's just like integration. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we don't have to definitely discuss that.
I'd like to ask you a question. What happened to the blaxploitation era of movies? Like I collect those films. I collect blaxploitation films in America, like the 70s, 80s, or the 70s. Not so much. I don't think maybe early 80s. But what happened to that era, man? Why weren't where black people were the hero, the villain? I remember watching films where the black man was the hero, like Shaft, and then the white man was in his position as the wicked man. Like, what happened to that era, man?
I don't know. See, that's a good question, bro. I don't know, but I remember that era. I remember those movies too, man. I just like I said, I think it's just an era, man. It come and go. Hollywood is
Best
just.
film I've ever seen is Nigga Charlie. Nigga Charlie. Have you seen Nigga Charlie? The Tales of Nigga Charlie. That film's fire, man.
Yeah.
Nigga Charlie. Oh my days! When I saw that film, I couldn't believe it.
Nigga Charlie. Yeah, man, it's a bunch of them out there. But yeah, man, it just
the white man owned that industry anyway. He probably was behind that industry, so
yeah.
probably just knocked it down.
Uh-huh.
And those films were better than the white films at the time. Well, for me anyway.
Right.
Those white films are better. Even now, them films are better than these movies now. Story, obviously they got the more effects, but when it comes to telling a story, and you know what I mean, it was just you know what I mean.
They still playing.
Huh?
They still playing on a lot of like the cable shows. You won't find them on a lot of. They'd be like the off-brand cable shows. You know what I'm saying? You got to go through 100 channels to find them and stream it.
Yeah, you got to go to Pluto.
Still out there.
Yep, Pluto.
Yep.
Channels like that.
I've got a lot. I've got about 50 of them. I'll be collecting them, man, when I can get them. You know what I mean? I'll be collecting them blaxploitation films.
They still selling DVDs in the UK?
Well, I bought DVDs. I got downloads. Where I've sites I might have downloaded them from as well.
Okay.
Love that era of movies, man. I love that era.
Hey, Blackson, I was about to say, hey, I may have to take a trip over there. I got about 1,000 DVDs.
Send you some on if you've got a thingy, Bob. I could send you some if you want.
Nah, I'm good. I'm good. I used to be in all the blaxploitation, all the documentaries and the conspiracies. So I mean, I left the conspiracies alone a long time ago. Once I found out it was a lot of BS, so I was done with that.
Yeah.
No, what it is, brother, keep those conspiracies in your head. It's just that when you heard the conspiracies, you expected it too quick. You know what I mean? And we got to understand, a lot of those conspiracy guys, they say like Alex Jones, it's not that he's a liar. It's just that he does deals with fear porn. Meaning he's there to scare you and desensitize you. You know what I mean? So what he used to talk about FEMA camps and that, but no one ain't going in no FEMA camps, is there? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
These things will happen in the future though. But just not when he said it was gonna happen. But still taking what he's saying to you, you know what I mean? But it's just not gonna happen when you want it when he's saying it's gonna happen. And that's done on purpose. They said that he got sued $1 billion for saying that the children in Sandy Hook.
Yeah.
Where's he got $1 billion from? Where does he get $1 billion from? And he's still working. He's still able to have Kanye West on his show. This guy works with these people, man. Can't you see? He works with these people. And if he was a black man doing that, he would have probably got locked up.
Right.
How are you gonna get sued $1 billion and you're still doing your show? He still look like he got money. Is that how much money he made from talking all this shit for all these years? $1 billion.
I know. There's some black ones that was out there. That's still out there. I know Dick Gregory. He had a lot of wild claims. A lot of them was true. A lot of them was substantiated.
Listen, all it is that he might have said things that were. Dick Gregory's a serious. He came to the UK, Brixton, and I went to see him. He does his thing like a comedy, but he be chatting. I don't find nothing that he says funny, but he did a comedy show with Paul Mooney. Now Paul Mooney be talking real shit, but he'd be funny as hell. So there was a comedy. They came to the UK. There was a comedy show, and it was Paul Mooney and Dick Gregory was there. But all he be doing is just telling the truth, though, about white people and stuff like that. And Paul Mooney exposed the black man in the audience for having a white woman. Like he was laughing at him and just clowning him.
Damn.
Hey, Paul Mooney don't play no games, bro. Paul Mooney may have me in stitches. One of the one of a few gay men black men that I can tolerate. You see what I'm saying?
Oh man. Okay, I ain't gonna even go down that route. All right, man. It was good talking to y'all, brothers, man. I'm gonna get out of here.
All right, man. All right.
Peace, Black Sun, man. Hey,
All
peace,
right.
Black.
Peace, LOI. Peace, man.
All right.
Thank y'all.
Peace, respect.
All right, y'all. We're going to close on out, man. Want to thank everybody that came to the chat, man. There's so many people that followed through, man. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to people, everybody in the clouds, man. Shout out, man. Shout out. Y'all be here tomorrow. I don't know if Nature Mom won't join us yet because she's doing finals. But knowing her, she'll probably be like, I'm ready to do a show. So just subscribe. I'm about to get to bed, y'all. I'm sitting up here watching Doctor Who. One of my favorite English shows. All right, y'all. I gotta plug my damn computer up. Just as soon as last battery juice here. All right, y'all. With that being said, I'm not gonna do an outro. I'm just gonna say peace. We out.